Diar.
Hi.
You know one thing that I've always really wanted?
What's that?
I've always really wanted to see you slay a spire.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, just kidding. We can do that.
Yay!
Yeah.
Hi everyone.
Hi, everyone.
How are we today?
How are we today?
I see Kat's in the chat already.
Cat's in the
I
chat.
see Diar's been text chatting with Kat already.
Yeah, we were chatting about jobs.
While I was finding a jumper because I was not prepared.
That's okay.
Hi Kat. You're doing job applications.
Yeah, we're going to be some relaxing chat while job apps is happening.
It's Chris. Hi Chris.
Chris.
Are you going to also be doing job applications? Is it Sunday afternoon job application stream? We do need a warmer living room. You're not wrong, Kat. I'm like a dad in a sitcom. I'm like really militant about like, do we really need the heating to be on? Do we need the heating to be on? What about the bills? And then I complain that I'm too cold. I really bring it on myself. Chris slayed a spire.
Chris
this
has already
morning.
slain a spire.
Chris came ready. Oh, hi Tyler. We're a little bit quiet.
Thank you, Tyler. We're having some issues with the Yeti lately.
Yeah,
probably because we keep dropping on things.
We've been having some weird things going on with the microphone. It might be because I keep dropping it.
Yeah.
I don't know that to be so.
80 volume and max on Twitch. Okay, yeah, we quiet.
That's better. Okay, that's better.
All right, chill. Thanks,
I may have overcorrected. Let's just.
No, it's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, loud is better.
It's also further away from me than usual because of how I set this up. Hopefully that's okay. Let us know.
I'm gonna move my phone further
yeah.
away,
So yesterday on stream, Diar suggested we play something different from Wonder Song, and I said no, I really want to play more Wonder Song. And then I woke up feeling like arse and couldn't bear the thought of doing a bunch of voice acting.
A million voices.
So turns out Diar was right.
Sometimes
Mark your calendars.
It never happens.
I have relented and agreed to
did.
do Diar's idea instead of mine.
We're doing my thing.
We're doing your thing.
We thought about doing Shogun, but we decided to do this instead.
Largely because we had some real sound issues when we played Shogun, and I haven't yet figured out why.
Yeah, we had some real trash. Oh no! Well, if you remember, Kat had an idea for a game that would be good for us. But if you remember, then they forgot it. Sorry. But if you remember, please let us know.
Yeah, Kat, I'd love to hear your ideas.
We'll take suggestions.
We've got quite a list, but it's always fun to add more to it.
We'll take Rex for sure.
I'd love some more ideas.
Yeah.
But today, Diar's going to show us Slay the Spire, which can I have a go?
Please.
Can I have a go? Okay, this is a roguelike.
Yes.
Turn-based deck
Yeah,
building
Yep.
game.
Yeah, that's it. Those are all correct.
I just realised, as opposed to those like real-time deck building games.
Yeah.
What would a real-time deck building game? Oh, have you ever
It's
played
Magic the Gathering.
Magic the Gathering?
No,
That's a
it's
real-time.
turn-based.
No, that's turn-based. Oh, I know. Have you ever played Spit? It's a card game where you have two piles and you have to try and complete your hand, but you're sitting opposite each other and you're both going at the same time.
Yeah, you've told me about this before.
So there's no turns, you're just you're just grabbing cards at the same time. I guess that's a real-time deck building game.
It could happen.
But yes, so it's a roguelike deck building game.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're a little character and we're going to climb a tower and there's different rooms and it changes each time, and there might be a shop.
There might be a
where
shop.
you can buy new cards that have like new special moves and stuff.
Yeah.
There might be a little camp where you can heal and rest up, but probably most likely there's going to be some monsters.
There will be all of those things at some point.
I've seen this game once. Diar couldn't sleep, so he was playing it in bed.
Yeah.
And then I was like, can you please stop playing because I really want to go to sleep and the light's annoying me. And Diar was like, I just want to finish this run. And I'm like, fine. Show me how to play this game and I'll do it for you. And I was half asleep, so I don't remember any of it.
We won. You did it.
I did it.
Well done.
So it's bound to go great today. Bound to go great.
We're not playing on my account because we're playing on Michelle's setup. So we're going at this from scratch. The music should be on
here's
now.
the music.
Yeah.
There we go. I thought we were missing something.
Sorry, yeah. The music should be on now. It's very nice. I don't ever play with the music on normally, so it's nice to have it.
Yeah, you always play your games on mute, don't you?
I usually play my games on mute, yeah.
Okay, so this is Diar's played this loads, but we're playing on my Steam account today because I didn't want to mess around setting up
Because
Diar's
the
laptop.
sound was such a mess last time.
We're going to be starting from kind of from zero.
We are.
We're going to start and we're going to see how we get
We're
on.
going to see how it goes.
And probably I'm going to get very quickly distracted and just chat to you.
That's
all.
okay. It's chat time. Yeah. People are suggesting we should play Hat in Time.
Tyler says this sounds right up their alley.
Oh yeah, Tyler. I think based on what you've kind of said about your games that you like, this does sound like something you would enjoy.
Right, I'll do my best to not get too distracted and to actually have
fine.
some description of what
It's
we're doing.
really fine.
Kat suggesting a Hat in Time.
Yeah, a couple people are.
I've seen someone play that on stream before. Was it Secret Sleepover Society? Probably.
Possibly.
That's my favourite channel.
I think they have played it.
I watch Secret Sleepover all the time, so it was probably them.
Yeah.
And it looked really cute. I think we would quite like that. We should. Yeah, well, I'll definitely put it on the list.
Try to
Hang
remember
on.
to pop it on the list.
I'm gonna write it down on my phone.
Okay, while you're doing that, I will explain.
Yes, tell us about the game.
So we're playing as, because everything else is locked right now, we're playing as the character, the Ironclad. The remaining soldier of the Ironclad sold his soul to harness demonic energies. As you do.
I hate when that happens.
The rest of the stuff isn't really important right now. It's just kind of our statistics. So we have some health, we have some gold, we have a little thing that gives us a special ability, which is we heal some hit points after each combat.
Well, that's useful.
Yep, that's good. It's probably my favourite.
Embark.
We will embark.
We're going to embark.
That's cool. I need to get used to using a touchpad left-handed again, so...
would you like to swap places?
No, it's fine. There's no time element to this game, so...
Because it's turn-based.
Yeah. Our statistics. Oh no, our statistics.
Oh no.
Roll
Alright,
for circumference.
So we've got a little map here, and I guess these little you have to pick where you're going to start.
Yeah, you've absolutely nailed it.
And currently, so wherever we start, there's going to be monsters in this room, right?
Yeah,
because
the start is always a monster.
There is, in fact, a key on the side of the screen. Do you want to swap us over to the game screen so those who are
Oh,
watching
beans.
can
Sorry.
see?
Thank you.
Just,
do
nope,
here?
not that.
Not
Nope,
this.
that one. Click that button. Yep.
That one.
There
I've
you
done
go,
it.
and the music's gone, and it's back. I do like this music. You always play your games on
I always play my games on mute, but the music
on
is
mute.
quite nice in this game. Yeah.
Oh, Nick's here. Hi, Nick. And
Hi,
Nick's
Nick.
here to say, please, big game screen.
Thank you.
I got you, Nick. I got you just before you said it. So there's a key here. All right. So some of them are mystery rooms.
Yes.
Some of them treasure, a merchant, rest. Okay, so it's like I said.
It's like you said.
But it does give you some indication sometimes of what's going to be in there.
It does give you some indication sometimes of what's in there. So I generally like to go for lots of question mark rooms or unknown rooms.
You like to live on the edge.
I like to live dangerously. I too like to live dangerously. To reference a movie I've not seen. So we're going to go for this one here.
Amazing.
And we're going to fight.
Oh,
it's
this
the
a
tutorial.
duck.
It's the tutorial.
Oh, should I play the tutorial?
You can play the tutorial.
Because I've never played.
I don't think there actually is a playing element, but I mean, you can.
Defeat
there might be.
enemies by playing cards from your hand. Cards require energy. Once you're out, end your turn. Okay, so like Ooblets.
Yeah, like Uber.
The only deck building game I've ever played is like a Pokemon style game where you dance.
Yeah,
I should play it on
Uber.
stream sometime because it's adorable.
Yeah, you should.
And then okay, sure. Play defensive cards to gain block. Block reduces incoming damage. Yep, that makes sense. During your turn, you can observe an enemy's intent. Okay, so it does kind of signal. Oh, battle start. Okay. We've got two little colourful caterpillars.
So this is our first battle.
Alright, so I've got 3. Is that my energy? 3 energy.
Yeah.
And all of my cards cost 1.
Yes.
So they're both going to attack me.
They are.
So I'm going to do one. I'm going to do a defend at the end.
Okay.
I'm going to do a hit.
Yeah.
How do I.
Drag it.
Oh.
There you go.
I'm going to hit this guy.
So this guy has an ability, which
Okay.
means that once you hit them for the first time, they gain a little free block. So there's no point attacking that person again.
Well, it's a good thing that you know what this means, because
Yeah.
they probably were going to let me fall for that and be like, hit.
That's okay.
So I'm going to hit the other one.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to play a defend card
Yeah.
so that they can't get me back
Great.
as well.
Great stuff.
Defend.
Yeah.
End turn.
Enter.
Yes, let's see what you got, little caterpillar. Oh, he hit me for 1 point of damage. Wrecked. That one got me quite bad.
That one
oh,
got you
I
for
see.
6.
So the defend is just one
Yeah,
use.
1 turn.
Okay, yeah.
And there are some cards that most
I've
of
got
most of
bash.
the rules in this game can be broken by other cards.
Deal 8 damage with bash.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna destroy this loud.
Good idea.
Bash. Yeah, and I'm gonna strike this other one.
I would defend. Would be my suggestion because
Why?
you're not going to kill it in this turn.
Okay.
And you are.
Oh, look at these strats! I hope you're all here for the top tier Slay the Spire strats. Because that's what we're going to get today. Alright, I've defended.
Okay, you just can end the turn now.
Usually I preface our streams by being like, if you're here to learn how the pro gamers do it, then this is not the stream for you. But today, Diar's here to tell us the top tier strats.
I'm here to tell you the top tier strats.
If I've got no cards left, the discard is shuffled into the draw pile. Yeah, sure. Like card games.
Like card games.
I've played
there you
with them.
go. Now you can.
Alright, now I can hit it and not get hit. Oh, see, it's like you've played this before.
It's like I played this before,
And
roughly 400 hours. Yes.
Sometimes I really resent Steam for telling me how many hours I've played video games for, because then I get into like how many days of my life. Actually, I don't want to know this.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we've got some loot.
Money.
You got some gold.
We've got a potion.
We've got a potion that makes us strong.
Gives us some armor. That's okay. We'll worry about that later.
And we've got a new card. All right, so we've got Infernal Blade.
Oh, we might have to do some resolution.
I already messed with the resolution for quite some time.
Don't worry about it then.
Unfortunately, with this game, if you want to change the resolution, you have to restart the whole game.
You're probably going to be able to read out card duty then.
It took me half an hour.
Okay.
I will read out the cards to you.
Thank you.
We have bought a second monitor, and I really like the second monitor, but I still haven't quite got to grips with what resolution it likes yet.
The second monitor is lovely, but it does have some time.
It's sort of a weird. It's got a weird resolution. It's a weird shape.
It has trouble displaying text.
It sure does. Okay. Add a random attack into your hand. It costs 0 this turn.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that one is. It says exhaust on it, so does that mean it's a one?
It's a one use.
One
yep,
use.
You've correctly worked that out.
We've got Whirlwind. Deals damage to all enemies X times.
X is your number of energy.
However much energy you have left. And we've got Burning Pact. Exhaust 1 card and draw 2 cards. Pot of Greed lets you draw 2 cards.
Lets you draw 2 cards, but this means you have to destroy a card in order to do so.
Okay.
We're going to take the blade. We're going to take the random attack card.
Great. Chris says he's excited to get some tips on this game from you.
I'll do my very
best.
best.
It'll be good to remember to apply block, unlike him, who just does things then dies. Chris, you and I play games the same way.
Yeah.
Apparently.
I mean, that's...
Oh, a gremlin!
A gremlin.
A gremlin is madly shuffling cards on a table. This monster seems to be a harmless one. You approach him out of curiosity. 12 cards! I wasn't going to do voice acting today.
No, please.
Match them to keep them. 5 tries, no do-overs. Are you ready? Let's start.
Oh,
so now we're playing a card memory game.
We're playing card memory game.
I wasn't expecting this to happen.
There's a few little mini games like this.
That's kind of cute. All right.
Oh, yes, please.
Well, no, a barricade and a bash.
Don't worry about it.
A jack of all trades and a doubt.
Okay, we definitely don't want the doubt.
A rupture and a jack of all trades.
We'll take the jack of all trades, please and thank you.
Jack of all trades.
That's pretty good.
I've only got 1 attempt left.
That's okay, don't worry about it. No, it's fine, don't worry.
A doubt.
Oh, never mind. No.
You don't want it. You don't want it.
Yeah, doubt is bad.
So just hit a random one.
Yeah, just hit a random one.
Sorry about that.
Don't worry
Sorry
about
I didn't get you barricades.
That's okay. You got me jack of all trades, which is pretty good.
Oh, we complete the Gremlins game and look up. He disappeared.
So when I'm playing on my account, one of the things when you get into the higher levels, the events get harder. So I think that when I do the card game now, I get like 3 curses. And, yeah, it's bad. It's a bad scene.
Okay, well, I think it's nice to start from easy. So we've taken a question mark room.
It is nice.
Look at the. Okay, I want to describe this baddie.
Please.
It's like humanoid.
Yeah.
But with a bird head, and the bird is screaming.
Yes.
And it's waving a scythe in each arm, but like not with intent. It's just waving its arms around like, oh, I'm gonna get you. Oh, I'm gonna get you. And it's wearing like a feathery chicken suit.
Yes.
It looks preposterous.
It looks preposterous. Like
It certainly has a lot more hit points than the caterpillars I just punched. Joey J.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now you've got a jack of all trades card.
So it's doing a buff this turn.
Okay.
So we can just attack without concern, basically.
We don't have to defend this time.
So I played the jack of all
what's
trades.
Mayhem?
Mayhem is one of my favourite cards in the whole game.
At the start of your turn, play the top card of your draw pile.
I
like
it.
that. A bit of fun.
Yeah. I like a lot of the. It might not be the most pro strat in the world, but it seems to work for me. But I like a lot of the cards that have random play elements to them.
This reminds me of when we were playing through Pokemon Sword and Shield, and the 6th slot on our team was just was it a Clefable?
It was a Clefable
that had Metronome, and it didn't have any good moves. We just spammed Metronome because it
had Metronome and Sing for emergencies.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kat says she's doing job applications. What's everyone else doing with this?
Yeah, tell us about your days, please.
Tell us your day. We want to know.
We're gonna get a random attack card.
I did this afternoon is have a nap for 3 hours.
You weren't very well.
And then I was very grumpy when I woke up from my nap until I had something to eat.
Yeah.
I'm basically a toddler today. I had a nap, then I was grumpy, and I had some food, and now I feel better.
That's okay. I'm glad you feel better. I'm sorry that you were feeling real sick earlier.
That's okay. And Diar did some food shopping?
I did. I walked the dogs.
You walked the hounds, yes.
Okay, so sorry, I've not been narrating what's been happening, but that's okay. Basically, we're just having a little scrap.
Kat says, the other 2 jobs have requirements the NHS won't budge on and you don't have. Oh, I'm sorry, that's so annoying.
I am also sorry about that.
Chris is marking tutorials and then is probably going to play Slay the Spire along with us. That's nice.
That's cool.
Chris, apply for that lecturer position.
Yeah, you should. I wasn't there for that bit of conversation, but you should apply for that
and
lecturer
that
position, whatever it is.
associate position. Nick hoovered his flat for the first time in 2 weeks. Absolute lad. Yes, Nick.
Boy howdy, I wish I had the wherewithal to hoover my house every 2 weeks.
Nick, you're absolutely crushing it. We should hoover our house occasionally because it's full of dogs.
It's filled to the brim with dogs.
You only have 3 rooms. I mean, yeah, I guess hoovering a flat is a lot less.
Yeah.
It's not so big a job. But it's still, we both absolutely hate hoovering.
I hate hoovering
This
so
is
much.
a problem because we tend to distribute chores in the house based on whichever one we hates it least does it. So you do the laundry because I hate laundry. I do like financial stuff and bills and things because you hate that.
Yeah.
We both equally hate hoovering, so it's basically whichever one of us cracks first and is like, fine, I'll hoover. It's a problem in our relationship. Mostly our relationship with the floor.
Yeah, it's a problem with our relationship with the floor. So we've got some cards.
Okay, we're going to pick some new cards.
We're going to pick some new cards.
Okay, great. What you got?
We've got deal, I think that's 8 damage to all enemies.
Sorry, I'm supposed to read it out.
That's okay, don't worry
You've
about
got Battle Trance, that's a free card. No energy.
Yeah.
Draw 3 cards, but you cannot draw any additional cards this turn.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got Thunderclap. Deal 4 damage and apply 1 vulnerable, which I'm assuming is like a debuff.
Vulnerable, I believe, means that your attacks do 50% more damage.
It's a debuff?
It's a debuff.
I used the word correctly.
You did.
MLG.
Yeah, absolutely, MLG.
I would take Thunderclap.
I am actually going to take Thunderclap. Yeah,
Awesome.
I was tempted by Battle Trance, but we're going to go with Thunderclap.
I like the ones that make your enemies weaker as you go along.
Yes.
If you hover over it, it explains the card, Chris says. Sorry, Kat says. I apologise. I can't read. I was looking at the colours instead of at the names.
So we've used our new Thunderclap ability.
Okay,
Then
so we've made them weak.
We're going to deal with this small blob.
Dead.
And we're going to attack this big blob a bit.
This blob isn't very exciting.
No, I like its little kind of...
It has got a little eye,
its little
which
eye,
is
which
quite
I think is fun design. Yeah.
Tyler is passively doing research on trans things they want to be prepared for and trying to understand clothing. Man, let me know if you ever figure out clothing.
Tyler, talk to us about clothing.
Yeah, please tell us what you're trying to understand. I'm curious. And Kat says if it says vulnerable, it'll have a little box that says what it is.
Oh.
Oh, I see.
I'd forgotten that.
To explain what the cards mean. Okay, there we
there
go.
We go.
Kat's really... She's the one who's here with the real MLG strats.
I'd completely forgotten that, Kat. Thank you. So because we've got vulnerable on, we can just slay this blob with impunity.
Nick, I can't believe your PhD in rocks didn't help you to understand clothes better. Colour me baffled.
I am shocked.
Alright, you got some new cards.
We've got some new cards. We've got Searing Blow.
Deal 12 damage. Can be upgraded. Ooh, you can upgrade your cards.
You can upgrade your cards. This is not a card I personally like very much.
But I like it because it does a big hit.
It does a big hit.
Oh, 4 energy. You haven't even got that much yet.
I don't.
Blood for blood. Costs 1 less energy for each time you lose HP. Oh, that's very complicated. I don't know about that.
I don't think I've seen that one before.
Anger. Deal 6 damage and add a copy of this card into your discard pile.
We're going to have Blood for blood.
Okay, so if you get hit, then the card gets...
Costs 1 less.
Oh, I see. So it's like you want to get hit a few times and then play it, and then it does a big boatload of damage.
Absolutely.
Okay. It's a dangerous strat, but...
Yeah, it is, but this one... I like Anger too, but if I'm uncertain about a card choice, I will generally go for the uncommon or rare one.
Kat says, I've never played this game. Kat, you just have the instinct for video games that means you're explaining things to us about this game you've never played.
That's how you know a true gamer.
What's this? You found this in the mystery room.
Yeah,
a winged statue. Yeah. Among the stone and boulders, you notice an intricate, large blue statue resembling a wing. Ooh, you find gold spilling from its cracks. Maybe there is more inside. So we can remove a card from our deck and lose 7 HP. Why would we do that?
Sometimes you want to take cards
To get rid
out.
of a shit card you don't want. Got it. You can destroy it and gain a bunch of gold, or we can just leave it. I assume we're going to go with destroy.
We're going to have the gold, yeah.
We're going to take that gold.
I'm going to take that gold because it's not often that you get to...
Why would you not take the gold?
Sometimes you don't get the gold option. You only get the gold option if you have a card that deals a certain amount of damage.
Sure.
But because we have the one I just took, the Searing Blow one, we get it.
Kat says she's a gamer, but not a gamer. Because no.
Okay, a gamer.
Tyler, I'm curious about what you're trying to figure out about clothes.
I'm really
if
excited
you
about
feel
clothes.
comfortable sharing,
Yeah.
so I'm curious about that.
Yeah.
Because figuring out your fashion is a journey that we're all still on.
It's exciting. We participated in the Cat's figuring out fashion journey a little bit last chat stream.
Oh yeah,
that
Kat,
was
you sent us
great.
some nice pictures of your clothes last time.
Yeah, you looked stunning.
I feel like you, Diar, have really, in the time that I've known you, completely changed how you dress, which is interesting.
Yeah, I guess so.
You used to wear a lot of like kind of baggy t-shirts, like band shirts and stuff.
Yeah.
And I almost never see you in that kind of thing anymore. You usually wear like jumpers or button-up shirts now. You still wear the same kind of jeans, I guess.
I
But
still wear the
you've
same
changed
kind of
how you
jeans.
dress your top half.
I
or
do.
dressed
I
a
have
bit,
changed
think,
how I dress my top half quite a lot. Yeah.
which I think is fun.
Yeah.
Is this growth? Is this maturity?
No, I don't think so.
Kat says 40-year-old librarian. That's a look.
What a look.
It suits you.
This is my least favourite.
Oh, this enemy looks a bit
Yeah,
vicious.
this is an elite enemy.
Oh, so that's like a little mini boss kind of thing.
So I've just used a potion on them. This is my least favourite.
It's got a very
first act
scary
elite enemy.
It's got like a scary like bone club, and it's got big scary horns, and it looks very
Yeah.
mad. So what we're gonna do here? We're gonna do the thunderclap.
We're gonna do a bash.
We're gonna bash it.
We're gonna do a bash.
It's called Gremlin Knob.
Yeah.
What a knob.
We're gonna do thunderclap.
You gotta let it hit you and then do that blood for blood. Oh no, but now it's been in your thing. You'll have to go and wait till it comes around again.
That's
can't
okay though.
we?
We've got quite a small deck at the moment. This enemy sucks. Yeah, this is my least favourite elite in this act. I really struggle with them because I often do a lot of skill based.
What do you mean by this act? Can you?
So
can
the game is split into kind of 3 stages,
Okay.
and you have kind of different enemies in each. Basically, that's all that means really.
Okay.
And this is the first stage that we're in.
So Tyler says growing up presenting male only prepared them for jeans and t-shirts and the occasional button-up and sweater. Exactly what I just said you wear all the time.
That's entirely what I
that
wear
checks
all the
out.
time. Yeah.
You want to go more femme, but no, nothing. That's fair. I think like obviously femme-coded clothes tend to be like cover such a wider range of stuff, and I think because you've got like dresses and tops and skirts and
Sorry,
trousers.
I wasn't trying to
and-
look quizzical at when you said that. I think you felt like I was questioning you.
You're just considering.
I
what
was
said.
considering what if I wanted to wear femme coded clothing, what would I wear?
I mean, you sometimes wear kind of I guess colour schemes that are more traditionally femme, and you wear kind of florals quite a bit, but still stuff that's marketed towards men.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a bigger world with kind of the femme clothing
It seems to be.
scene. There's a lot more stuff, and it's hard because the majority of stuff that's in affordable shops is very created for a certain body type,
Yeah,
which
and
is
that's rough.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Because it certainly isn't my body type.
Yeah.
It's not most people's. It's very very thin, straight up and down people.
Mhm.
Which if you have that, it's great. But if you don't, then it can be difficult. Nick says he can't wait to to do away with men's and women's sections in clothing shops. Completely agree. Yes, Nick. Oh man, I can't wait for the day I find a pair of jeans that fit me. Let me know if you find them. I mean, probably the ones that fit you won't fit me, but if you find a shop that sells jeans that fit people, I want to hear about it.
We want to know.
Kat says she had to go buy some hips so clothes would fit. That is one way of doing it. Get some shorts with inserts to give you more hip.
Yeah.
But don't overdo it, because if you end up like me and you have too much hip, you have a new problem, which is that if your jeans do up around your hips, then they're really flappy at the bottom.
Oh really?
Yeah, because I like straight leg or skinny jeans personally.
Yeah.
And if they fit around my ankle and they have that skinny look that I like, then I won't be able to do them up at the top because they're too tight. But if they fit over my hips, then usually they're really flappy and wide at the bottom and too big. I have not solved this problem yet. It's been many years, and I have not found a pair of jeans that really properly solves this problem.
I need new jeans. Had to throw all my jeans out. Nick is a man with hips.
Oh, Nick, he a man with hips.
He a man with hips. I don't really have hips. particularly.
You know, you have very slim hips.
My hips are a huge mess.
But that's why you always have to wear a belt, because your jeans just won't stay up, because
Yeah.
you've got no hips to hang them on.
Yeah.
Fashion, it's hard.
It's, yeah. I want to get all new trousers with bright colours.
I feel that for me, like, figuring out what I like to wear has been so much trial and error. But that's difficult, because obviously it costs money to try things out, to buy a bunch of different clothes, especially if you're going to then be like, I don't want this.
I've mad respect for anyone who really puts a lot of thought and effort into how they are presenting themselves through their clothing, because I do not do that. I just wear, for the most part, what I think is comfortable, and also, very minor point, looks at least respectable.
I think largely that's true. I'd say like 80% of the time that's true, but I think you do care more than you're letting on about how you present yourself. Sometimes you get quite excited about dressing nice, especially when it's for an occasion. You like to like clean up.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, the last year we haven't been anywhere, so my clothing has devolved into just always wearing demi bottoms and baggy t-shirts. But that's not how I dress when I'm going outside the house. I just haven't done that in quite some time. Nick's going for the soft boy / goth aesthetic these days. That sounds nice.
Oh, that sounds nice.
You've stopped. What's going on?
Sorry, yeah, we beat the gremlin knob.
Hooray! Congratulations.
Chris said that the knob got him on his first playthrough, and yeah, I'm not surprised. I think it's got me more than any other elite, probably. We got a relic, which is these things, which are little things that help you out.
Okay, cool.
This one's a nice one. This is a real tricky one, and if you forget you have it, you will absolutely be furious at yourself.
So this is if you don't defend, then it will defend
It will
for
defend
you,
for
but
you.
presumably it gets used up after you do it once.
No, this just dies forever now. These ones just stay
Oh,
forever.
well, that's helpful.
Yeah, it's really helpful.
Why is it annoying if you forget you have it?
It can be infuriating if you're like me, forget you have it, and then block and inadvertently give yourself less block than you would have got otherwise.
Right, so then you're like,
Which I have done so many times because I am bad at games? ? I'm trying to think. What's an item? Like, because I don't like skirts or dresses, like wearing them particularly.
Fair.
Because I like to have fabric on my legs.
Fair.
So.
Have you ever worn like tights or leggings?
I have, and I didn't like them.
Didn't like it. You like fabric on your legs, but not for them to be not skin clothes.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't like mad at it, but I was just like, I don't like this as much.
I'm wearing fleece lined tights right now. My legs are very cozy and I like it a lot.
They're good tights.
Kat says charity shops are amazing for trial and error. Completely agree. I love trawling through charity shops, especially if you go to an area that's quite well off, because people will buy like real nice clothes and then be like, oh, it's out of season now, and put it in a charity shop, so you can get stuff that would cost a fortune very cheaply.
For basically nothing, yeah.
And that is really good for like trying new stuff that you wouldn't usually go for and seeing how you like it.
Yeah, that's good advice.
Obviously it's harder at the moment.
Yeah.
And yeah, of course, like, Tyler, you have the whole other aspect of being blind, so then you're having to like navigate stuff. Like, yeah, I imagine that's really difficult. And I imagine like there's an element of feeling uncomfortable, like being in like, you know, the women's section and feeling like people are going to be looking askance at you.
Yeah,
I guess.
for sure.
I don't know how would I'm interested. Diar, as a cis man.
Yeah.
If you were like, have you ever bought women's clothes, like, you know, for your sister or for someone?
Yeah, I've bought clothes for you before.
Yeah, and have you ever felt that people were looking at you oddly for being in the women's section as a man?
Probably, yeah.
You have?
Probably.
Okay, that's really interesting, because I've bought men's clothes loads of times and I've never felt that anyone's looking questionable. And I guess that's something to do with like gender roles, that it's like, it's perfectly like, oh yes, of course women buy men clothes, but if a man's buying women clothes, it's like, how unusual.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That's weird, because I was just my immediate response to what Tyler said, and that just completely shows my privilege as a cis woman, was to be like, oh well, no one cares if you're shopping in the quote-unquote opposite gender section. But maybe that's different if you think you're being perceived as masked.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the opposite from how it is if you're usually perceived as femme and you're in like the quote-unquote men's section. I just hate, like Nick said, that clothes are segregated by gender. Like, why can't it just be like, this is body type?
I had I remembered actually.
Nick says I've hit the nail on the head, and he just deleted his entire paragraph. Sorry, Nick.
Sorry, Nick. I had a which I have just remembered now. I had a female, based on the section it was in and the styling, hoodie that I wore for many years.
Well, the hoodie that I was wearing just now, but I changed into this because it's warmer. The hoodie I had on is from Top Man.
Yeah,
and it's my favourite cozy hoodie, but I never do it up because it does up backwards. That's
really weird because I think the one I had was a Topshop one.
Topshop is quite
yeah.
Well, as it comes back to the thing I said about body type, all of their clothes are made for super skinny people regardless of gender. So that is quite a good one for, like, it doesn't really matter what section you're in, it's probably going to fit you if you have the right body type.
Yeah.
Tyler forgot about thrift shops. Is that what charity shops are in the US?
Yes, same thing.
Ah. Yeah, I quite like hitting a charity shop now and then and buying something I wouldn't usually for like £3. And it's like, if I don't end up wearing it, I don't feel bad because at least it went to a good cause, the money I spent.
Exactly.
Or like vintage stores or whatever.
I just ducked a potential to upgrade cards in exchange for health, which I generally duck that one.
Okay, so you would rather take more health than take card upgrades?
Right now, yeah, because I'm a bit lower on health than I'd like to be, and I'm going to upgrade Infernal Blade at the campsite.
Are there online things for charity clothes shopping?
I think so.
I don't know about charity, but I know there's a lot of websites where people sell their old clothes on. I think in the US there's one called ModCloth that I think is people can sell their old clothes on second hand. And there's a couple in the UK of like second hand online. So you just take pictures of your own clothes, put them on your... It's like an Etsy style thing, but for reselling clothes.
Yeah.
Vinted, Kat says. Yeah, I saw an advert for that the other day. I haven't had a look at it myself. But I guess that's similar. Obviously the money isn't going to charity, but like at least it's... You're trying something that's second hand rather than buying something new that you might not ever wear. That's quite a good idea for while we're in lockdown. It's like old eBay. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Like eBay for clothes.
That's cool.
Trans-friendly groups for exactly this sort of thing. Probably. I would admit that I don't know, Nick, but it seems like it would be a sensible thing to exist, right?
Yeah.
I think it's tricky though, Tyler. You kind of alluded to it's like if you're blind, then I imagine online shopping has a whole new set of complications to it.
Got Stallon's blob. Yeah, I kind of see what you mean. It kind of looks a bit too real.
This
Lagavulin.
It's like a little crab.
Yeah.
Lagavulin, isn't that whiskey?
Yeah, it is.
Why is this called Lagavulin?
I don't know. Some of the things in this game have funny names.
It's like a hermit crab that's fighting you.
Yeah.
Its shell looks like an ocarina.
It does. I like this guy.
It's kind of a fun little crab.
So
yeah.
Here's a little thing. Sorry to cut into
go on.
Engaging chat, which I'm enjoying. So, for instance, I'm not going to play a block card right now because if I do, I would get less block than I would do from the relic.
Okay.
This is a mistake I've made a lot.
Okay. Yeah, Tyler, I understand what you're saying. So Tyler, they're just saying like, if they're shopping with a friend who's helping them by describing items and holding them up and stuff, then they feel like that's more uncomfortable because they're not just in the shop. I suppose it makes you feel like that you're more clearly buying for yourself. Which I definitely understand. Kat's asking. Kat says that she's pivoting between being a huge trans and being interested in the game, and asks what was the Dreamcatcher thing.
Sorry, we can pivot between those things at will. Don't worry. The Dreamcatcher is a thing that lets you, whenever you rest, you may add a card into your deck. So the rest site I was at where I upgraded my card, if you take the rest option, you get a free card add. This is less useful for me right now, probably, unfortunately, than I'd like it to be, because I'm intending to not rest at as many sites as I can.
Because of the whole thing where if you get hurt, then it makes
because
your card better.
Because I can heal myself.
Right, because your guy has the special ability.
Yeah, and because I want to upgrade some of my cards as early as possible, because that will help long term.
Okay.
So here's what's going to do.
You're going to bash this crab.
I'm going to bash this crab.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Kat, I hope you don't mind me mentioning this. I remember quite some time ago we went to a vintage sale together.
Oh yeah.
And I remember you sort of expressing that you felt a little bit uncomfortable about seeming to be buying stuff for yourself back then, and that was many years ago. I wonder, like, do you still have that feeling, or do you feel more comfortable like openly buying clothes for yourself now? If you don't mind me asking.
Not had the best luck there.
Did we? Oh, it was so long ago. Many years. It was like a big one of those big vintage fairs that come to Hull, and it's like a big hall, and there's just vintage sellers everywhere.
Got that blue.
Kat doesn't remember this.
Got that blue velvet blazer.
You did. You got that lovely velvet blazer. See, that was something you probably never would usually buy.
Yeah, that's.
But it was cheap. So
it was very cheap. Yeah, I am going to use this potion because I am worried about this fight.
So you've got Clash, can only be played if every card in your hand is an attack. Oh, that doesn't seem very likely with your deck.
No.
You've got Clothesline, apply 12 damage and 12 weak. What's weak? How is that different from vulnerable?
Weak is it cuts their attack.
Ah, very good. Twin Strike, deals 5 damage twice. I think the weak one sounds good.
We're gonna have Clothesline.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And we're gonna.
I just want to say that this is not exactly the same thing, but even as a cis woman, God, I hate changing rooms in shops. It's like they're designed to make you feel bad about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the lighting is always horrific. They're usually either far too hot or freezing cold. There's mirrors everywhere. Like, I'm not used to seeing myself from those angles, and I don't want to. I don't want to see what I look like from, like, a 3/4 degree angle.
Yeah.
Like, I'm probably not going to like it, because I'm not used to it. And, like, as like a person with brown skin, the lighting always makes you look yellow in those dressing rooms, and it just makes me feel horrible.
Oh.
So I tend to more likely just buy things now and hope they fit, which is a gamble. And I tend to buy things online these days and just hope they fit and then return them if they don't, which isn't like the most environmentally friendly thing, I'm aware.
Chat, I've made a mistake. Chat and Michelle, I've made a mistake.
What have you done?
I've done a whoops.
What have you done? Are you going to tell us what it is?
I should have used that on the other thing.
You used the attack on the wrong thing.
I used the attack on the wrong thing.
You've got kind of a spiky wraith, and you've got an angry blob.
Yeah, we've got a slaver, a spiky.
Oh, I don't like that. Do we have to call it that?
No, of course we don't.
I know you didn't make this game, but we don't have to.
No, of course not.
We don't have to invoke slavery in our fun fantasy game.
We'll call it spiky.
We can call it a spiky wraith.
Spiky wraith.
They didn't need to call it that.
And blobus.
We don't need to. Hey, people who make fantasy stories.
Yeah.
You actually don't need to invoke slavery ever.
No.
It's fine. No one will mind if you don't.
Yeah.
Just a fun tip for you.
Oh, I've done a bad job here. Okay.
Nick has views about removing his trousers in public. Nick, that's the most like 67-year-old Oxbridge professor thing you've ever said.
That's really funny, actually. Just the way of phrasing it.
Kat says she remembers that vintage fair didn't have like proper changing rooms. You're right, I remember that.
Oh,
it was just like it was like the town hall had just been converted, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that was why you were stressed, because you were like just starting and you weren't sure yet how stuff would look on you. I remember now.
I do remember that.
Actually, charity shops tend to be less of a stress for me in terms of changing rooms, because it's usually just one cubicle that's just kind of like a bit in the back where they've thrown up a partition. So it's not like high street shops where the changing rooms are like 40 of them and it's horrible. It's just like one little bit. And in my experience, people who work in charity shops don't even slightly pay attention to what you're picking up, because they're usually volunteers who couldn't care less what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. They just want you to buy some stuff so that they can make some money for their charity. In a charity shop, no one cares if you have a friend go in with you, Kat says. I've experienced that before. I suppose it depends.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in charity shops with people a bunch of times with other people.
They're like going into the changing to see like how people look. I just tend to open the curtain.
Yeah, and be
so
like,
have the person standing right there and be like, what do you think? And then close it. Because then you're still kind of hidden from the rest of the shop, but your friend can see. That's what I tend to do. People in charity shops are used to people buying clothes for a whole host of reasons, so probably don't bat an eyelid, Nick says. I think that's true.
Yeah, I think that's true.
And Tyler says, there are plenty of other ways to represent greed and control in fantasy, such as capitalism. I agree, Tyler.
How risky are we feeling?
Oh, so you've got a choice here, normal enemy or elite enemy. What's the payoff for fighting an elite tier?
You get one of these.
You get one of these cool relics.
Pretty naff for me on this run, I have to be honest.
You're only on 27 out of 80 health.
I'm not doing great.
I'm going to say go for the easy one on this option. I'm going to say play it safe.
What guys are we for? We've done the Lagavulin, we've done the Knob, so we've done the two hardest ones. So we've got the Guardians, which are easy, and I can't remember what the other one is. Sorry, I asked your opinion and then I might disregard it now. Is that okay?
I have never once done that to you.
I'm sorry. I think we're gonna go for it.
Okay,
because also, if we do it, we've got a non-fight after it.
Oh, then you get a merchant.
It's what's swinging
after.
it for me.
Okay,
yeah.
whereas if we go for the easy one, we've got
3
several
fights
more.
in a row.
Yeah. All right,
Which
I
I
see.
don't want. Oh, son of a!
It's the Gremlin knob again. It's the tough one.
I didn't want that. I didn't even think that. I thought you didn't get duplicates generally.
Nick says at least in university towns, people in charity shops don't even slightly. Nothing shocks
They've
them.
seen all kinds of rubbish.
I think that's definitely true. Like in university towns, like anyone who's doing anything they would consider quote unquote weird, they're just like, I don't know, students, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember going to this is when I talk about like going on nights out now, having spent a year in like lockdown.
Yeah.
Even remembering being in a nightclub so crammed full of people, it sets my teeth on edge. Like, oh no, social distancing! Like, even though back then that wasn't a concern. But yeah, I went on this social once at university. It was like a night out, and they called it a Rubik's Cube social. And the concept was you had to dress in all one colour, but in layers. And then during the night, you were supposed to swap clothes with people. And the aim was that at the end you would have 6 different colours on your person.
Okay.
It was really fun.
That does
and a
sound
mess.
fun.
And like as you would imagine with university students, once they had alcohol in their system, people would just taking their tops off. Yeah,
just getting your kit off.
Yeah, like taking off their tights and their trousers and swapping.
Sure.
I ended up with like a man's jacket that was like 3 times too big for me, like 2 different socks on. Like it was just chaos, but it was really fun. Like what an absolutely mad idea.
That is quite fun, actually.
It was utterly bizarre.
I knew I was starting out being skeptical of this, but as someone who didn't really go on kind of like organised fun nights out, but that's a good one.
It was a good. I mean,
That's a good one.
probably like nowadays. Now I'm old, pushing 30. Like I would probably do that kind of thing with maybe like a party and a close. Like you'd hire out a nightclub and it's just the students at the party.
Yeah.
But this was just like, right, we're all going in the town, and then we're all just gonna go together, like, and we're just gonna meet other people there, and you like meet strangers there doing the same thing. So that was wild because we were just like in bars and stuff that had other people who weren't part of it. You know what I mean? That's the wild part to me. Now I'd be like, no, we'll hire a place and we'll just all do it.
We'll just all do it.
But yeah, I would never do that kind of thing now because I don't know. I used to kind of like that kind of drink and party and dance culture.
A bit of a kind of an outgoing sort.
Yeah, I mean, when I was like 18, 19, I was pretty into it, but I just have no patience for it now.
Yeah, fair enough.
It gets to like 11:30 and I'm like, God, my feet hurt. Everyone's drunk, can we go home? I'm also drunk, but not fun drunk, I'm just annoyed. That's like what my experience is going out now.
Tyler says that they're pushing 30 but small, so we can probably still pass the student.
I could definitely still pass as a student.
You could definitely still pass the student. I couldn't pass the student when I was a student.
Yeah,
so.
You've always looked of completely indeterminate age. You're also very tall. You are not a small.
Very tall.
You're trying to choose to buy a new card.
Sorry, I've climbed up a bit. We've got some options about what I can buy. I could buy some relics.
I like how the merchant's little hand comes and points to whatever you hover over. That's cute.
I'm going to get Mayhem because I love Mayhem. I look younger these days. Yeah, probably some of that's probably styling, and also I drink and consume a lot less drugs and alcohol. So
yeah, that was kind of what I was avoiding saying
helps.
when I said that you've changed your look since I met you, is I actually do think you look younger than when we met, which is very strange.
Yeah, well also I moisturize so much more now.
Yes, I did
and people say that does work.
I did kind of like completely rejig your entire skincare routine because it was an absolute state when we met. I was like, not this, we're going to sort this whole thing out. So your face does look much better, but also I think you tend to dress in things that are more fitted, which I think always makes you look a bit younger.
Now,
you still choosing cards?
Yeah. Now, what I'm wondering about
that one's called Sword Boomerang, which is delightful.
What I'm wondering about this is, will these stack?
Well,
Does this
at the end of your turn gain 3 blocks?
Stack with this?
No, because it says if you end your turn without block, you gain 6.
So I think they do.
Oh, because it's saying you end your turn, then you get 3, then you get 6.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Get that.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
And if it's rubbish, then you can get rid of it later.
Thank you. Yeah, I like metallicize a lot. Anything that gives you pop
Nick
brings
says you're
good.
less scary than
That's
you used to
definitely
be.
true. I used to be very grumpy.
Are you
all
also?
the time.
Are you like Nick? Are you a soft boy now?
Yeah, I'm very soft.
You are quite soft.
So whether you have to have an end step or not. Exactly, Kat. Yeah, 100%.
Magic the Gathering terms.
Mhm.
That means something to you, but not to me. Nick says Michelle, aged 18, was an absolute lad. Kind of.
Absolute lad.
I showed up to university having like never really been in a nightclub and didn't really understand like night out culture in our beloved country.
Yeah.
And like I very quickly learned, no, you're not supposed to wear sensible boots and like a cozy jumper on a night out. You're supposed to wear like teetering heels and a dress that's too small for you and no coat. And you drink too much and then you don't notice your feet hurt and you're cold. And I was like, sure, I'll try this for a couple of years. And then I aged enough that I started getting hangovers and I immediately lost interest.
Doctors are hardcore as well.
I actually went back to wearing flats and jumpers in nightclubs. I reverted to young naive self, except this time I was doing it on purpose.
We're going to test this out now and see if it works or not. I'm going to test this this end step.
I had a lot of friends at university who were very tall as well, female friends who were very tall. And once they put on their massive high heels and I was insisting on wearing flats, like I really couldn't hear them in the nightclub because they were like a full foot above my head.
Struggling to because most of the friends I know that you still generally communicate with are quite small.
Well, I don't really stay in very close touch with a lot of people because I moved away.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
So you've only met a couple of them.
Yeah.
To be fair.
That's fair. We're gonna...
Nick prefers cozy pubs. I prefer a cozy pub.
I love a cozy pub, me.
I want to be able to have a conversation when I'm out with my friends. Is that so hard to ask? I don't care if my drink isn't Instagram ready.
No, I just...
Did you like that? Did
Sorry.
You like that?
Sorry, everyone. Can't talk today. We've only bloody gone and done it. We beat the mushroom monsters.
Nick says he remembers going out with someone in his first year who, when they put their heels on, was about his height, which I'm sure was very surprising for you.
Yeah, we all.
Chris
we all knew someone like
despises
that.
clubbing. Went a few times because friends liked it, but never really enjoyed it. Yeah, I think that's fair. From what I know of you, Chris, I can't imagine any way, shape, or form in which you would enjoy the experience. I quite enjoy dancing, and I have no shame about dancing badly, so that was one thing I always quite liked about it. It's just an excuse, because no one can see you in a nightclub. No one can see you, so you can just go absolutely, like, hog wild with your awful dancing.
I didn't mind it.
So that's one thing that I always liked about it, but, like, I can just go hog wild with awful dancing in my living room, that's fine.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't mind it. I don't really like dancing that much, so that's not really a kind of concern for me. But I like going just to kind of what to do.
Do house parties count as going out?
Tough question.
I
isn't
would
it?
say no, but then okay. So I wonder if this was. I went to Newcastle University, which is obviously quite famously a bit of a party university town.
Woo.
Yeah, very woo. And we had an expression of are you going out or are you going out?
Yeah, I think a lot of places are familiar with this.
The auto mod has just stopped Nick from using the word Ruddigore.
That's real funny.
What does it think Ruddigore means?
That's real funny.
Do you want to just override the auto mod there?
Yeah, sorry. Let me just pick this and then
Sorry.
I will do.
As predicted, I'm paying no attention to your game
That's
anymore.
fine.
I'm
Don't worry
very sorry.
about it. That's okay. We're having a good chat.
You're-
This is chat stream.
You're choosing cards, you're fighting baddies.
I've
etc.
upgraded Mayhem because I love Mayhem.
Automod has got an anti-Gilbert and Sullivan show filter, apparently.
I've
It says
allowed
it's sexual. I don't think... maybe Automod finds it a bit erotic,
I've added
that show.
Ruddigore to permit it.
Yeah, I like to house party.
This is our
Because
first boss.
because a house party has rooms. So if you want to just have a conversation, you can just get yourself
Well,
into
this
a
is the
small
thing.
room.
Like most of the nightclubs I went to were a situation whereby you could just go and chat if that's what you wanted to do, which is what I did generally.
Well, yeah, like if you go outside where people are smoking.
Yeah,
but not
for
like
sure.
in the nightclub because they're too loud.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, so what I was saying was in Newcastle, you had going out, and you had going out. Is this a familiar
Yeah, this is a
thing?
common thing.
That's a common thing. Okay, so like if you're going out, maybe you were just going to the pub or like going for a drink at a bar or like maybe going to someone's house. But if you were going out, that specifically meant you were going to a nightclub and you wouldn't be back until like sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
Nick and Kat are reminiscing about our post-show parties.
Post-show parties? Yeah, I don't know if I'd have a post-show party in me these days.
I think I attended a Hull University GNS after-show party for Ruddigore.
Can you remember which one?
It was one that Alistair was in and Ben Prosser. Ben was Roderick.
Yeah,
And
okay.
Ali was Robin, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think it was one that any of yous were in.
No.
Oh, Kat says I did. I guess Kat was there. We were at the same party.
We were all at
Nick,
the same party.
Were we at the same party and didn't meet each other until like several years later? That's hilarious.
Kat was in it, apparently.
Oh, were you in it, Kat? I completely forgot that. Oh, you invited us. I didn't even know that was you, Kat. So the Gilbert and Sullivan Society from my university got an invite from Hull University, being like, come and watch our show and you can come to our party afterwards. So we did. It was really good. But admittedly, we ended up mostly just talking, we were a bit out of our depth and mostly just talked to each other. But that's funny that I was at a party with both of you and didn't quite...
Probably I was there as well. Maybe I wasn't there.
I don't think you were at that one. I feel like I'd remember you.
No.
Because you're enormous and quite loud.
No.
Oh, Nick says you were there.
There you go.
This is so weird. We were at the same party and didn't meet. I feel like weirdly, I don't know, this has really blown my mind. This has really cooked my noodle. The Newcastle lot, I was sitting in the middle of the living room floor for a large...
I was in the kitchen with the old kids, there you go.
You were in the kitchen?
Oh, I do remember this actually, yeah. No, I was. I chatted with Ben for most of the time, I think.
You were on slightly shaky terms at that point and had an emotional reconciliation in the
Sorry, I
kitchen.
remember that. Probably was just Nick being dramatic.
Yeah, I was in the living room for most of that party. Kind of just sat down and I was mostly just listening because I didn't know anyone. I hardly knew anyone there, so I was mostly just taking it in and not really talking much. I'm really weirded out that we were at the same party and didn't meet. You don't seem as impacted by this as me.
You were in that room for a while. How odd. Nick thinks you were in the same room for a while.
That's so weird. Megan and Lucinda introduced themselves to the Newcastle lot and got very drunk. I remember those two. Yeah, they were very entertaining. This is so... I'm weirded out, Diar.
Yeah?
Well, yeah, we're getting married.
Yeah.
And I just found out we were once at the same party in the same house, and we never met. And also Nick was there too, which is also weird, and Kat, but like specifically us because now we live together and are engaged. It's super weird.
Maybe we did meet briefly, but
That's so weird.
Yeah.
I'm weirded out.
Oh well.
This is really amusing to me.
That's cool.
I don't know, I just feel like we got some like weird backstory. I feel like like when a TV series has been running for like 7 years and they start doing flashback episodes where there's a funny bit where like some of the characters they do like a flashback when they're young and there's a funny bit where two of the characters pass each other. Yeah. And it's like ha 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 they become friends later and it's like that's so unrealistic. That's just happened in our lives. That just happened in our lives. This has blown my mind.
That's wild, isn't it?
Kat says that she and Ben had a snog.
Cool.
Nice one.
Ben's handsome.
Ben's a very handsome man, from what I remember.
Ben looks like me, but handsome.
I remember all of us from the Newcastle were all kind of lusting after Ben.
Yeah.
Because he sang that really good song from the show.
And that the ghost one.
Yeah, the ghost one. Very handsome wife. They are just a preposterously good-looking couple.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
I don't know, I'm happy for them. Diar is great at that ghost song. I've never heard you sing that song. You know 100% of the words.
Oh, one time I did it and I
I think Kat's winding you up. You got all the words wrong.
It's fine. You were there. You watched me do it, I think.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't remember this at all.
That's okay, don't worry about it.
I used that song in a show that I wrote, but I didn't change any of the words. But John T. You know John T. Shaw?
Yeah.
He arranged it into 4-part harmony for me.
That's cool.
Because he's an angel. I was like, hey, you know this solo song? Do you think that could be 4-part harmony the whole way through? And he was like, sure. And the next day he sent me some sheet music and was like, how's this? And I'm like, you've done it.
Genius.
He's amazing. Oh, it was just his birthday and I forgot to text him. I'll
Whoops.
text him a belated birthday after we finished
Do it now
streaming.
if you want.
Um,
I'm not doing great.
it's not going well.
Bus update.
Sorry,
it's
yeah,
not going
let's
great.
have a little update on
No,
the...
it's okay.
We really got lost in the weeds talking about a party
That's
that
fine.
we didn't meet at.
A party we didn't meet at that some people didn't go to. I think it's cool. I'm kind of like, I'm like, oh, well, that's neat.
It is neat. It's like a cool backstory moment for our relationship. Right, come on. You're fighting a sort of a shape monster.
I'm fighting a shape monster.
And it looks like he's going to hit you next turn.
He's going to hit me next turn, except...
You're going to get him.
He's dead.
Dead! You're doing fine! Did you get to the top of the tower?
No,
Is that the last one?
That's just the first bit. That's the
Oh,
first
because
bit.
it was in acts.
You got it.
So you've got to the top of the act.
You got it.
Well done. Congratulations.
We get a rare card. Oh, I don't want any of those.
Juggernaut.
Oh, no, I do want this one.
I'm a Juggernaut!
I definitely want this one.
I'm the Juggernaut! What's that?
It's Vinnie Jones.
I'm the Juggernaut!
Well, you've got... It feels like you're also doing I'm the Devil Detective, but instead of...
No! I'm the Juggernaut!
That's Vinnie Jones.
What about... Look out! It's a Juggernaut! It's a Juggernaut! Look out!
I don't know what that is. Sorry.
What's the movie... She's taking driving lessons.
Right?
Happy Go Lucky.
Don't know what that is.
She's taking driving lessons.
We're going somewhere. Happy Go Lucky.
She's taking driving lessons.
Rushy's not a fan of Happy Go Lucky.
And she keeps winding up the driving instructor.
Alright.
And he's like, you've always got to pay attention when you're driving. You never know what could be around the bend. There could be a Juggernaut.
Okay.
And then she's like, right. And then he's driving her home. And she suddenly goes, look out, stop! It's a Juggernaut! Look out! It's really good.
I don't know what that is.
It's a good movie. Tyler has a question about the game that we're allegedly
please,
playing.
Please.
Tyler says, are you perpetually working with the same life count? Or does it reset for each encounter?
So the short answer is yes. I am perpetually.
I love when you get an either-or question and answer with yes.
I am perpetually working with the same life count. I do get some. It resets after bosses, currently, and I have a little ability that means I get 6 back after each combat.
So you have 80 hit points.
So I have 80 hit points total. I'm currently at 33. So I will heal to full after this because I just fought a boss, and then I have to use all of that life to get through the next section.
Right, because as you said, it's in sections.
Yeah.
So when you get past a certain section, it will replenish.
So it resets after some encounters.
I'm assuming this is because we've started a new save file, but later you'll probably unlock harder modes where it doesn't heal you so often.
Yeah, so when I'm playing on my save file, it doesn't heal you nearly as much.
Okay.
I'm really struggling with which one of these to take.
You're choosing a relic. Can I have a look? When you lose HP, draw 1 card. Okay. Tiny house.
Tiny house.
Obtain 1 potion, money, raise your max HP. That's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
What's the other one?
I don't want the green goo.
No, that's rubbish.
I don't want
Take
green
the
goo.
tiny house. I love increasing max HP. I
Yeah,
always go
me
for
too.
increased max HP.
Me too.
And you get to upgrade one of your cards.
Oh,
Was it random?
Yeah, it's random.
Oh, cool. Well, you
but
got
it was
a
a
good
good one. Yeah,
That was definitely the best choice.
I think so.
And now you've got some new cards to pick.
Oh, I love fire breathing.
Fire breathing. Whenever you draw a status or curse card, which are bad, deal 6 damage. Oh, that's cool. So it's like it makes the bad card less
Good.
bad.
Yeah.
That's definitely a great choice then.
Yeah.
Is there a minimum or maximum deck size? And
No.
do you always have the same number of cards?
No. You start with the same. So there's 4 kind of characters that you can play as. I'm currently playing as the red one, and they start with their kind of starter set cards, and I think they have a different amount they start with. So I think I've got 12 at the moment, but I think the blue one only starts with 10. So they're roughly the same, but there's no maximum deck size. You can go up to. I've had one as 50 before, so it definitely goes past that. Yeah, I love the deliberate status and curse deck, Chris. It's hilarious. And minimum, I think you can in theory have no cards in your deck. Although I don't know what happens if you do. I don't think that would go well. I don't know what happens if you do that, but I think that's the thing you can.
Is it like
do.
Pokemon where you have like the struggle move that does like 1 HP
I
damage?
don't know. I've
every
never
time?
actually tried it. I should try it one time.
I have a kind of a follow-up question.
Please.
If you complete this run, you get all the way to the top of the tower. do you keep the deck you built during that
No.
run? That's just gone forever.
That's just gone.
So each time you kind of do a run of this
I think
game,
it saves a record of your deck if you win.
it remembers if you
Yeah,
want what
yeah.
you used to
But
win.
you the one Chris did this morning ended with 71 cards.
71
Yikes.
cards,
That's
that's a
more
lot.
than I think I've ever had.
So because you're sometimes just getting given cards and sometimes you're buying them at shops and
Yeah.
you can also get rid of them at shops.
Yeah, you can.
Ooh, this is like a floating furry orb monster.
Spheric Guardian, which is a cool
It's
name.
on the defense.
It's on the defense. So we're gonna also be on the defense.
You're gonna also defend.
We're
What else you got here?
uh,
Oh, that's some debuffs. You could do some
yeah,
debuffs.
I think it's got a thing that makes it immune to debuffs, unfortunately.
Whoa. Oh, it does.
Yeah. So I think what we're going to do actually is we're going to double tap.
What does that do?
It means our next attack is played twice.
That's good.
Then we're going to do Hemokinesis twice. Because I misread how much this one costed.
Chris said he did a daily challenge where every card he gets was tripled,
Oh, okay.
and that's how he ended up with 71 cards.
That makes sense. I've not done many daily challenges, to be honest. I should do more because they seem like they're quite fun. We don't really want fire breathing right now. It's all the little balls that are funny. Yeah, it's also got little floating balls, which are great.
We were watching MasterChef.
We've been watching a lot of MasterChef.
We watch it all the time
I like
now.
MasterChef.
But I was just gonna say about when one of them made like meatballs, and then Greg Wallace was like, "I like your meaty balls." I just lost it.
I love it.
I like
I
your
don't
meaty
mind- I
balls.
don't
You
mind-
can't just say, "I like your meaty balls."
I don't mind a bit of filth.
You
I
can't.
think.
You can't just say, "I like your meaty balls" to someone on TV, Greg. So Tyler says, you don't have a trunk or library type of thing. Every card you obtain goes into your deck until you sell it.
That's right, Tyler. Yeah, that's right. So that I haven't got any this run, but there are like cards that are just bad.
Right, yeah, you were saying like the curse cards.
Yeah.
So it's not like you could decide what goes in.
Yeah.
If you pick up the card, it just goes in your deck.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why there's occasional opportunities to get rid of cards.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I'm stuck. I'm lumbered with this card.
I'm lumbered with this card I don't want. That's exactly correct. I'm going to take a bit of a slapping now, but that's okay.
You're gonna take a bit of slapping from this fairy ball.
Yeah. I like this Metallicize Auriculum combo. This block combo we've got going on.
Kat says it's you can say it on telly, but it's more appropriate on late night Channel 4 dating shows.
I don't watch those, and I feel like I wouldn't enjoy them.
I've seen 2 of those really weird dating shows. One of them is it's called Naked Attraction, and
Is this a UK thing or a?
no, it's Channel 4, I think.
Okay.
And it's like one person, like a single person,
Yeah.
and they're like, hello, I'd like to find a partner, and they're like, we have 5 options for you, and they're inside like a weird opaque cubicle, and then they're all naked in there, and then it's like, we're gonna show you just their feet, and the little door rises to show you just their feet, and then they have to knock one off, like, oh, I don't like the look of his feet.
Look at the feet.
And then they like that one goes out of the running until
That's
eventually
really fun.
like the last 2 or whatever are just fully nude standing
That's
there.
really fun.
And they don't get to like ask them any questions or like anything. It's legit just commenting on their naked bits.
So dumb.
And then they pick the one they like,
Yeah.
and then they have to go and get naked
Right.
and come out, and then the person they pick gets to decide once they've looked at them if they fancy them back.
Wild.
It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
That's so dumb.
I've got to say though, apparently they're very like they have like sometimes bisexual people, and they'll have people of all genders, and
Okay.
it's very like gender open.
Fun.
But yeah, sometimes it's just like they'll just show like the willies, and it's like, what do you think? What's the most attractive
What's the
willy?
most attractive willy?
What an insane thing!
Some kind of bisexual people.
Some kind of bisexual people on Channel 4. I know, Nick. This country's gone to the dogs.
I won't hear of it.
No, it's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I watched it once and I was like, people were talking about it a lot. And I was like, I can see why, because it's an absolutely mad thing to have on the telly. But yeah, it was super weird. It was like objectification, but make it a whole show. At least they objectify people of all genders pretty equally. If that's something we can take as some kind
Big
of
thumbs up.
some kind of positive.
Yeah.
Nick says this is why he left the country. Too many bisexuals on Channel 4. You'd never see that on the good old BBC, my love. And then the other weird dating show that I've seen loads of times, I can't escape it, is Paddy McGuinness. I can't remember what its proper name is, but everyone calls it No Likey, No Lighty.
No likey, no lighty.
Yeah, and there's like 20 women, and they all standing at a podium with a button on it, and it's lit up. And then a man comes, and he's like, "All right, ladies, my name's Jock, and I love skiing." Right. And then all of the women like have to push the button to turn the light out if they think he's not attractive.
Okay.
And then it'll be like, "Oh, 15 of the ladies turned off their light, Jock." And they'll be like, Ali, why'd you turn off your light? And she's like, "I don't like skiing. I never liked skiing much, me. So I wouldn't want to be with someone who's a skier." And I'll be like, "What about you? What about Benny? You kept your light on." And she's like, "I just like a man who wears plaid, me." And they'll be like, and then Paddy McGuinness is like, "Right, now I'm going to show you a video all about Jock." And it'll be like his best mates like, "Jock is a right good lad. He's an absolute laugh. I love Jock." And then you'll hear, and then like 3 of them will turn their lights off. And I'll be like, "Don't like a man who's always hanging out with his lads. I want a man who pays attention to me." And this happens until just like one of them's left with the light on.
Yeah.
And then that's it. Then they have to get married. Then they go on a date.
Okay.
That's the show.
I want you to know that I've completely lost control of this fight because I was listening to a dating show. Just you telling us about dating shows.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
I just thought you all had to know about this awful program that everyone watches. Oh, it's called Take Me Out, disagree. Nick says.
Okay. I've completely gone off on one here.
Kat
Do I have 2 fire breathings?
Kat says she's trying to avoid the auto mod, so she's just going to tell us about what she thinks of sausages, which is that they all pretty much look the same. I agree. I don't think I would ever choose a dating partner based on the appearance of their sausage.
Of their willy.
What's an odd thing to do?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. I don't know, I've never really given it much thought.
At least I guess the Paddy McGuinness one, they actually like do a bit of stuff about their interests and hobbies. It's not purely what they look like.
That seems better, doesn't it?
But it's really weird. Like, they play loud music and then the guy comes, and it's always, I think with that one, it's always a bunch of women and then one dude.
Right.
So it's very like hetero nonsense. And like they always play loud music and the guy comes dancing out. Like, and sometimes the lights go off and they haven't even said or done anything yet. It's just like, oh, he looks like a bit of an awkward.
It looks like a bit of an awkward. I was enjoying that.
Sorry, what, the fight or
no,
my summary of the
program.
I'm sorry. Diar is frequently subjected to my terrible summaries of things like TV shows and films I'm only half remembering.
I love it so much.
And now all of you are too. Congratulations.
I don't want combust, I think.
Oh, we're at the shop. We're at the shop. Game update.
I'm getting a strawberry.
Tyler says it says a lot that Take Me Out sounds 10 times more wild than the Naked Bits show.
Right?
Honestly, it kind of is. The Naked Bits show has a very wild premise, but once you've got past that, it's all basically the same thing over and over again.
I did it once.
Take Me Out, I've seen many times.
You're just seeing people's bits, and that's fine. You can see people's bits.
We've all seen bits.
We've all seen bits.
The internet exists.
The internet exists.
Right, I'll check.
Do you want to read this?
You're at a shop. You discover a colourful shop with the banner "Inspire." I see what they did there. And walk in to see what's inside. And a little goblin, a little fish.
Yeah, it's a little fish.
No, wait, no, can't let you in. It's a man with ridiculous clothing who appears at the entrance to bar you. This will not do, no. What is this style? Disgusting! Are you bleeding? Gross! Business, you're a customer, fine, whatever. He lets out an exaggerated sigh and points at a list of services. The services seem fine, but you would rather punch this smug man in his smug face.
Good reading.
Goodness me.
We're not going to do that.
You're not going to do any of those services?
No, we're not going to punch him. We're going to do some services. I'm just trying to work out what.
Nick says it's very British, Take Me Out, and I feel like it is, but all of the kind of the worst elements of what being British is.
Going to transform our defence because we don't need them.
Apart from like the xenophobia, I guess. There's probably some xenophobia on Take Me Out if you look hard enough. Oh, I forgot to mention the last bit of Take Me Out.
Okay.
So they do the bit where they pair them up, but then they have to go to they go on holiday to an imaginary island.
Oh, I think you've told me about this bit before.
They go on holiday to an imaginary island. I mean, obviously it's a real island, but they don't say the real location.
Yeah.
It's a made up name that they pretend they're all going to.
That's really funny.
Because it's not a real place. Because they don't want people to show up there.
Right. Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just a random it's just a random holiday resort, but they pretend it's a special island, which it isn't. And then like they'll film them having a really awkward date. They'll be like, "Oh hi, oh yeah, I'm gonna take you today to go to the zoo," and then they'll film them like looking at a monkey.
Great.
And then it's like, now it's time for dinner, and then they'll have the talking heads like, "Oh yeah, she's really fit, yeah," and then they'll have like an awkward dinner date like, "So it's really nice, isn't it? I like the zoo."
Why would anyone watch this?
And then they're like, and then they'll have the talking head bit at the end where they're separated, and they'll always have one of them be like, "Oh yeah, I had a great time. I think there's really a future here."
Yeah.
And then the other one will be like, "Yeah, it's very nice, but I don't know. And then they'll always make them kiss, and you can tell like the producers there, like, you have to kiss now.
Kiss.
And sometimes
now kiss.
sometimes they're like, well, I've got this far, I may as well have a snog, and sometimes they're like, and then it'll either say likey or no likey on the screen, depending on how well the date went. That's the other bit.
Uh-huh. Wild.
I love that they go to a fictional island. It's my favourite.
Oh, I did a whoops.
Chris says what I said implies that there are good parts to being British. The healthcare's pretty good, apart from some recent nonsense with the GP, Kat says. Agree. Yeah, I love the NHS. It has its problems, but none of them are the NHS's fault, if that makes any kind of sense. The problems the NHS have generally come from underfunding, which isn't their fault.
I did a whoops. I did another whoops.
Yeah,
it's a miracle.
Nick says "Take Me Out" is British in the cheeky Nando's sense.
Yeah.
I think it's British in like the curry night Thursdays at the Spoon sense.
It's an absolute miracle I'm still going in this run because I keep making mistakes.
It's alright, none of us can see what the mistakes are because you're going really fast and there's no sound.
Sorry, I'm trying
No, I'm not criticising you. What I was going to say is none of us are paying any attention.
That's
or at
fine.
least I'm not, and I'm presuming no one else is. Probably everyone's like, God, I wish Michelle would stop talking about Paddy McGuinness. Because I'm trying to pay attention.
No one's ever said that.
No one in their life has ever wished for me to say less about Paddy McGuinness. Come on, this is a Weeping Bell Pokemon.
It is, isn't it?
It's Triffid.
It's Triffid.
You killed it. You're doing fine.
I
You're
did
doing
kill
great.
it.
You got 58 out of 92 hit points.
I made some goofs. Oh, thank goodness. The game knew.
You got a card you wanted.
I got a card I wanted. A card I could have bought.
You're going for the mystery.
Yeah, I always go for the mysteries. Jesus wept.
See, Kat just said she wishes I would stop talking about Paddy McGuinness.
Talk about assumed heterosis normativeness.
It is very heterosis normative, that show.
Just tragic.
At least Naked Attraction apparently is less so.
Sorry, do go on.
I was just like thinking about how dating shows as a concept are weird. I don't really have anywhere to go with that though.
You don't have to have someone to go with that.
I kind of would like to watch some of the old classic ones, like what was it called? The old school one where like there was one person behind a partition. Blind Date, thank you. And there were 3, and they'd be like, date number 1. If you were a soup, what soup
would you be?
What soup would you be?
Yeah, absolutely.
Tyler. Tyler says they've never said they wish I would stop talking. You're so
what
sweet.
A sweetie.
You're probably one of the few people who's ever known me who's never wished that to happen. Well, I guess all you said is you never said it. You never said it, but perhaps you thought it.
I never wished you to stop talking.
Nick would be interested in a dating show from Regency Britain. I feel like
say that, but I don't know if that's a good idea.
I mean, it would mostly be people like giving each other longing glances while like busting forth from their corsets with repressed lust.
Yeah.
As they examine their dance cards. That's my understanding of Regency Britain. Without the awful stuff, so all of it. I think you've got it there, Nick.
I think you may have.
I think you may have found the problem with Regency, the Regency dating scene.
Found the issue.
It's another one of these furry balls.
Another one of these balls. He had a mate this time, but it's alright.
Since we're talking about trashy telly, and I guess we're just on this now.
Yeah, go for it.
As much as I was alarmed by innuendo in my MasterChef, big fan of the pottery competition.
Oh, I love the pottery competition.
What's its proper name? The Great Pottery Throwdown. The Great Pottery Throwdown. It's Bake Off but pottery, and that is nothing but innuendo all day long.
It's good. Bake Off is bad now. Pottery is good. That's my hot take.
Kat says Kaylee is offering to gender Kat's character either way when she does the Kips show.
That's cool.
That's cool. That's fun. I kind of wish everyone would just do that. I've done some Shakespeare where they were just like, fuck it, change the gender,
Fuck
like
it,
who
whatever you
cares?
want. Yeah, yeah.
I've also done Shakespeare where I just did it as the opposite gender, and that's also fun, like opposite gender. As you know, we're talking about Shakespeare here. There are only two genders in Shakespeare.
That's
Next has done a Regency Britain style take me out quote, and it's very good. I say, Mr. McGinnis, he has £10,000 a year. I must keep my paraffin illuminated.
That's very good.
That's fantastic. That's the kind of innuendo I would expect in a Regency dating show.
I like that a lot.
Nick, you should write this as a sketch. Like, I'll try and make it happen. It's very funny. I would watch
We'll put
like
it on.
Yeah, I'll send it to the new writing down the lantern when they can do shows again.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would watch a 10-minute, like, one-act kind of play about a Regency dating show. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, me too.
Tyler's trying to remember if they can think of any wild American dating shows. Do let me know. I've never, like, sat down with the intent of watching a dating show, but when I lived, like, in house shares with people at university and stuff, I'd often catch bits and bobs what other people were watching.
Yeah.
I don't really watch.
We don't generally watch a lot of TV, although we have been on a bit of a MasterChef.
Well, usually I'll just
Like,
pick something that's on Netflix and watch all of it, regardless. Like, I mean, I just have it on all day, and maybe I'm not really looking at it the whole time. I'm just kind of taking it in. It's very rarely that we actually sit down and watch a show and actually pay attention to it.
Yeah.
I think Avatar was probably the last thing we actually seriously watched and like paid attention to what was happening in the show the whole time. And that was like half a year ago now.
I think you're probably right.
You didn't have a working TV in any of your uni years, Kat. What a strange experience. It was even after, because a few years after I left university, I was still doing house shares with people. Because renting in this country is a nightmare.
It is.
And no one can afford to live on their own. Even for many years after, I was still... I saw a lot of... what's it called? Hollyoaks? God, that show is unbearable. I lived with a lass who loved it, and it's on like every night. They make so much of that show.
Yeah.
And it's so bad, like it's not bad in the way that I can find amusing. It's just very, very poorly written and nothing happens. Unbearable television program. I think Chris hasn't spoken in a while. Chris is probably playing his own campaign of Slay the Spire and doing fantastically. I think Chris did pretty well out of housemates that didn't have such horrific proclivities for bad telly, if I recall from his series of housemates. What's Tyler up to say? They've gotten extremely cringeworthy. The best I can remember is one of the 4-to-1 elimination styles, but they always end up getting suggestive in a jacuzzi. That's weird. I wasn't expecting that to go that way.
We're gonna go for it.
Are you gonna try and win the whole thing?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and win.
So you've got one of those knob guys, and you've also got a kind of a spooky wraith that's kind of gesturing with a finger like, come and fight me.
The spooky race is a bad scene, so we're gonna have this. We're gonna have... I don't want to do that. Did it anyway, I misclicked.
Chris says he's still working because he has bad time management skills. Relatable.
Been there, don't worry about it.
You got a lot of tutorials to mark.
So I'm fighting 2 elites at once. I probably shouldn't have done this. This was probably a mistake.
Is this the final battle though?
No. This is an optional fight I took on.
Why did you do that?
I don't know, because I'm an idiot.
That's okay. We are all idiots sometimes.
So this is fine.
Talk us through. We've been chatting about dating. Fill us in what's going on.
So I'm fighting these 2 at once. It's a bad scene.
They're both very strong.
They're both very strong. I am not sure what to do.
Defend? No, because you'll get better defense from not.
Yeah, I can't defend at this point, really.
So just hit him.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll get who to hit. I think we'll probably
hit
go
the
for
weaker one.
the weaker
Just
one.
get that one.
This
out
isn't.
of the way.
I'm gonna die here. This was a mistake.
Probably.
That's a shame.
I believe in you. Get a random card. Why not?
Yeah. No.
Oh, you can't use it.
That was a bad idea.
Well, yeah, it was. No,
Yeah,
no,
you
no,
got to try these things. Quick throw the run. I did just throw the run. I did just throw the run, Cat. That's what we just watched me do. Was me throwing the run.
What does that mean? Oh, Diar's looking at the time going, can't go over the 2-hour mark. We've only been going for an hour and 20.
That's cool.
Chris agrees. TV wise, you were good. Matthew watched stuff you didn't like, but only when you weren't in. Oh, that's so considerate.
That's pretty good, right? I am cooked here, I think.
When I lived with the people who had really different tastes from me, I would just keep my PlayStation in my room so I could watch stuff, you know, on Netflix or play video games in my own time. When I had people who actually agreed with their television choices, I'd keep the PlayStation in a communal area so everyone could use it for Netflix and things.
Oh, kind of you.
Yeah, I watched a lot of it.
Oh, that's a shame.
Are they gonna get you?
Yeah.
Oh no, it got blocked.
No, it's okay. It's got
Oh yeah, you did.
I shouldn't have done that.
Oh well, you did really well.
I shouldn't have done that.
That was really you went for this little timer somewhere.
A couple hours.
Yeah, like you went for like nearly an hour and a half without getting killed on like a brand new save. Well done. Oh, you've unlocked a little.
I've unlocked the green one.
That's fun. So the new character's like a little cloaked figure wearing like a ram skull as a helmet. That's pretty cool.
So the first time I played this, I actually won first time when I did.
No way.
Yeah, when I played as the red character and the purple character, actually, weirdly.
Oh, too bad we weren't streaming that.
Yeah, I know.
So are you going to start a new one with the new character? What's
green.
the new character's? Oh, you went too fast.
Oh, sorry.
I'm in. You're in it now. You're in it now.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
You don't need to apologise.
The new characters thing is they have slightly less health. They have a lot of cards that kind of do damage over time, and they have a lot of cards that discard.
Okay. What's their special that special ability?
This one here is draw 2 additional cards at the start of each combat.
Okay. Cool.
To me, it's the weakest one, but that's okay.
Yeah. So as a little update of what's happening on screen, you're now currently talking to a huge whale.
Yeah. No, I'm now talking to a huge whale.
The whale is on dry land and it has 3 eyes. Who's this whale?
I don't actually know.
Just a whale.
The whale's just here at the start of runs. Once you failed, it gives you bonus things.
Oh, he says I brought you back.
Yeah.
So this whale's revived us, has it?
Yeah.
That's nice of it.
It is nice.
So you can choose a little bonus here from the whale.
We can choose a little bonus. We're going to take this one, which is my favourite one to take.
Enemies in the next 3 battles have 1 HP. Well, that sounds pretty good.
It is pretty good.
So this whale's our friend.
This whale is our friend, or seems to be.
That's a nice whale. Chris says it took him many tries to win because he has small brain.
It took me so many tries with this character to win, so don't worry about it. It's not a small brain thing.
I'm not sure I agree with you about having small brain, Chris. I think that's inaccurate based on what I know about you.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just picking a route.
Sure. Look at this strat. Look at you looking at the choices rather than clicking completely arbitrarily, which is what I would do. So we've got some little caterpillars.
Yeah, the little caterpillars won't put much of a fat, so that you'll note that the cards.
Oh, you have so many cards now.
Yeah, because of the draw thing.
Yeah, so this guy has much more options in his hand.
I think this is actually a lass.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm calling everyone he.
Well, you said guy, to be fair.
None of them particularly have very
defined genders.
Gender kind of. I mean, they haven't got names or they're not really spoken to or about.
This one is called the Silent, I believe.
The Silent, yeah, so that could be anyone really, couldn't it?
Exactly.
I mean, you can't see them, they're wearing a cloak and a helmet.
A skull on their head, so yeah.
Very Samus.
Yeah.
Kat says her brain's not very good at this.
Sorry, I will try and slow down a bit because I appreciate I've got into the groove now and I'm starting to.
In fairness, we were all just talking about dating shows,
okay.
so it's perfectly reasonable that you were just playing along.
So I just bought 4 potions from this random potion seller.
Okay, I like the potion seller's fashion.
The potion seller's real cool.
They've got like a cool suit on and gloves.
Yeah. I'm sad that potion seller doesn't show up anywhere else, but they're real cool.
Japanese reunification stream is a good name for it, Kat.
I like the Japanese reunification stream.
Oh, speaking of, we haven't put the VOD of that on the YouTube because we talked a lot about stuff which might be of like personal, I don't know, kind of personal stuff for people.
Yeah.
Same with this stream, I guess we've gotten kind of into personal backgrounds and stuff. So if people would rather we not upload those VODs, like let us know.
Yeah.
After any stream, if you're like, hey, since I talked a lot about this thing about me, please don't put it on YouTube. Let us know. Otherwise, if we don't hear from you, I guess we'll probably assume that you don't mind and put it on YouTube at some point.
Yeah, please feel free because it's chill.
Especially since we talk a lot about like gay shit here.
We do talk a lot about gay shit.
I know some people don't want to talk about their gay shit on YouTube because YouTube's not a super friendly place for gay shit sometimes.
Yeah. Kat, are you deliberately doing that?
What's Kat doing?
Okay, so Nick's done a bit from the potion seller.
Okay.
And then Kat's gone, I knew you'd quote Tigtone, which is a different thing, and I'm like, very good.
Oh, I feel like, well, the thing is, because we all know that Nick can't help but correct people when they say things wrong.
You think this is a setup?
It's not that you and I would ever intentionally say things wrong to Nick to see if we could to watch him squirm.
Would never
We're
would do
trying
that.
to resist the urge to correct us.
Sorry, I'm stuck on the screen.
So we're in
I'm
a
annoyed
merchant.
because these are 3 of my favourite relics in the whole game, and I can't afford them.
That one's a menstrual cup.
Oh, interesting.
That one's legit just a
Can
reusable
you
menstrual cup.
refer to your menstrual cup as the twisted funnel from now on, please?
Sure.
Thank you. That's annoying, but there's nothing I can do about it, and I don't want anything else here, I don't think.
I like how the merchant just said, support small business.
Yeah, the merchant's cool.
They seem fun.
The merchant's a fun character.
Nick's furious at our entirely accurate assessment of his character.
So yeah, I'm just going through the.
Oh, Nick, I didn't mean for it to be insulting. I was saying it in a very loving way.
Yeah.
We just like to tease you sometimes.
I'm just going through the
like,
one.
Like when we were playing Blades the other day, and we started saying we were quoting what Battlestar Galactica after I referenced Star Wars. I guess.
You have to call it the twisted funnel.
Save the planet, Cat. Use a twisted funnel. For all your
sorry, I
menstrual
was just
needs.
going through the fights that I had. Everyone had one hit point for.
Oh, 99 vulnerable. That
Yeah.
seems like a very powerful
It's a lot
card.
vulnerable. Yeah, it's pretty good. However, I'm going to do this one instead.
Fair, Cat. I guess. Fair.
The moon cap.
The moon cup has been highly recommended to me. I was going to say, Nick, as far as I was aware, you don't menstruate, but I'm glad that you've had that recommendation.
Oh, I got
Should you ever find yourself in a position where you are?
the auriculum again. That's very unusual.
Good.
Yeah, good. I like it.
Welcome to the House of Power where we talk about blood.
We talk about blood, 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 blood,
Blood.
and bits of sick.
No, I hope not. If you've got bits of sick coming out when you menstruate, then you need to see a doctor immediately.
my favourite bit from Garth-Marenghi.
Oh, that's Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. Yeah, I knew it was. Yeah.
Well, no, actually, it's my second for me. It's my second.
What's
bit.
your favourite bit from Garth Marenghi? Tell us.
I'm probably the only author who's written more books than he's read.
Yes, written more
It's my
books than he's
absolute
read. That
favourite
is
quote from
definitely.
Garth-Marenghi's Dark Place. If you haven't seen Garth-Marenghi's Dark Place, anyone in chat, watch it. It's fantastic.
Now, speaking of that's good television.
That's great television.
Is it even like where do you even find it?
I
These
think
days?
it's on all 4.
Channel 4 has it now.
Yeah, I think so.
It's very, very like obscure and pretty old now.
It's
right?
very obscure, and it is pretty old, yeah.
Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. I always forget that existed.
Right? What a trip. It's so obscure, though.
I have only ever seen it because a friend of mine in high school had like a VHS tape where her parents had like filmed it off the telly onto a VHS.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing, wasn't
Like
it?
that was the only reason so I haven't seen it all because I've just seen the bits we watched at her house on videotape sometimes.
I only saw it because I happened to be staying up at like 2 a.m. at one point in like when I was still living at home, and it was on then on whatever channel I was watching, and I was like, what is this? This is incredible. Matt Berry's here? Wow.
Yeah, my favourite gag in Garth Marenghi that I remember is the continuity errors they put in, and the fact they would just
the cap and then it's
like
a spade.
yeah, when he's holding a coffee cup and then it's a spade and then it's a cup again.
Crunch.
Well, no, that's it. He takes a drink of the cup and then he's holding a spade, and then he's shocked and he crushes the cup when a minute ago it had coffee in it and a minute ago it was a spade. Like,
I love that.
I love a good bad intentional continuity joke. Nick says he watched the Goes Wrong show and was howling with laughter. What's the Goes Wrong show? Please tell me. Is this related to the play that goes wrong?
I believe it is, yeah.
Have they made a telly show?
Somebody has. I think Peter was telling me about this.
And Chris says that the Bloodborne series is just the word blood over and over again. Is it about menstruation?
Yeah, basically. I've got 2 words for you, telekinesis. Oh, dear.
I haven't seen.
Watch Gotham.
I haven't seen any of like the play that goes wrong sort of family of plays.
It's really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you'd like it.
I know it has stuff like plants in the audience and like
Yeah.
bits and like getting people up to hold up bits of set on stage and all sorts of nonsense. I always thought it sounded quite like Noises Off, which is one of my favourite plays of all time. Which is like a fast from I think like the 70s or something. about a play going wrong.
Yeah,
But
it's
it's
very
not-
got noises off vibe.
But
to
it's
it.
not like meta humor in that way, with like getting the audience up and involved and stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of.
It's more narrative. You're watching it unfold. Whereas I understand the play that goes wrong, it feels like you're the
Yeah.
you're the audience
it's-
of the play.
Yeah, it's not got that meta. Or it has got that meta.
It's not a play within a play. You
Yeah.
are watching the play.
Yeah,
go
yeah,
wrong.
yeah, yeah.
It's very hard to describe this.
No, I got it. I got what you were at. Chris, I think, just said that he hasn't seen Garth Marenghi's Dark Place.
You would love Garth
You
Marenghi's
would
Dark Place.
love Garth
I'm
Marenghi's
sure
Dark
there must be
Place.
bits on YouTube and stuff these days.
I think there are, because I think I watched some of it on YouTube.
What
Sorry,
was it?
Emma.
Was it supposed to be a hospital drama? Was that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So Garth Marenghi's Dark Place, for anyone who doesn't know, it's an old sitcom, if you can even call it that,
I
a
don't think
comedy.
you can call it a
It's
sitcom,
a
really.
comedy show, and it was a fake documentary about so the show is a documentary
Yeah,
about a TV show that never existed
Yes.
called Garth Marenghi's Dark Place.
yeah,
So you're interviewing Garth Marenghi, who was the showrunner
yeah.
of this show, and they're all sort of nostalgically talking about how good it was. And this is interspersed with clips from the show, which demonstrates how extremely bad the show was.
Yes.
It was a really, really bad thing.
It's got
It stars Matt Berry
and Richard Ayoade.
and Richard Ayoade.
And I can't remember the lady's name.
Basically, everyone who was in the Mighty Boosh
Yes.
met doing Garth Marenghi, I understand.
Yeah, because I can't remember the guy who's not Noel Fielding, but Julian, what's his face? is in
Julian
it.
Thingy,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's a fake documentary about a cult classic TV show, which is actually really bad. And then, of course, it became in itself a cult classic.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of layers of silliness going on there. But yeah, they'll brag about how
Julian Barrett, thank you.
Julian Barrett, thank you. Yes,
Yeah.
they'll brag about how fantastic it was, and then things like, as I mentioned, you'll see a clip from the show, and there's loads of continuity errors, or it was a hospital drama, so all the medical stuff makes zero sense. Yeah, it's very funny and very obscure. What a deep pull
Yeah.
to reference. But yes, it's very funny, very good.
It's just whenever I hear the blood mentioned twice in a sentence, that's where my brain immediately goes.
Blood and bits of sick, yeah. Speaking of, I'm going to talk about noises off now because I love noises
Please,
off.
yeah.
Oh, sorry, Tyler has a question about the game that we're allegedly playing. So let's do that first. Tyler says, is there an end game for Slay the Spire? We've referenced that you do runs.
Yeah.
Is there a way to win?
Do you keep doing harder runs or do you win at some point? So the base game basically is okay, there's two things. The base game is you win when you basically get to the end of the third boss. So you saw me fight one boss.
Yeah.
And then I got killed at halfway through the second stage last time because it was a demo. It was like, I can fight all the things. So you win the base game basically by getting to the end of the third stage and winning.
Which
Fine.
is like you've climbed the tower and you've gotten to the end.
Yes.
You have slain the spire.
You have slain
so
the
to speak.
spire. Then you unlock two things, which is you unlock the kind of ending, or the possibility to unlock the ending, whereby if you do certain things in a run, as it were, you can unlock kind of the secret ending where you fight an additional much harder boss at the end.
Okay.
Which is hard to fight and win against.
The big heart looking
The big heart-looking thing. Yeah, you remember.
I've seen you do that. Yeah.
I've beaten the heart a few times, so you know you can do it, but it's very hard, basically.
Yes.
You also unlock kind of ascension mode, I think they call it, which is basically like a challenge mode. So you start at level 1, and that makes the game harder in some way. I think the first one is you start with less hit points, and then each time you beat the game, you get additional things on to each one, and there's 20 of those. I have been stuck on 19 for a while.
Really?
On the blue
20?
character.
Oh my goodness. Well, what we
Yeah.
should do is, if we do this again, I'll set it up for your laptop so we can play your much
We
more
can
advanced save.
try that,
and
yeah,
compare
absolutely.
and contrast with this.
I deliberately, and I only just realised I was doing this recently, but I intentionally make it harder for myself on the challenge runs by also trying to do the secret ending each time. You don't need to do that.
That might be why you're stuck.
You
but
don't need to do that, but I've been doing it every single time.
Chris would like to know what you have to do in order to get the secret ending.
So you have to forego a rest stop.
So you have to have an option of a rest
You
stop
have
and choose
then not
to.
take it. Yeah,
Okay.
basically. You got to fight the bonus alike enemies, which I think Chris has said already, which is just an enemy that's harder.
So when you have the choice, like we did, between an easier and a harder one, always pick the harder one.
Well, it shows you on the map which one is the special one, and you have to go and fight that special one.
So there's a special one somewhere that you've got to find.
Yeah.
Okay. How does it show you in the map?
it just makes it obvious on the key. Basically,
Okay.
it's swirly lines.
Okay.
And the fourth one is you have to forgo a relic, so one of the treasures.
So you get the choice of having one and you say no.
Yeah.
I'm about to sneeze, I think.
That's
I
fine.
apologise in advance.
And that's how you get to the heart. And obviously you have to beat the game.
The sneeze went away.
Great. Nice.
Might come back
Good
later,
job.
who knows.
That's okay if it does. That's cool.
There you go, Chris.
No.
That is how you fight the secret boss.
That's how you fight the secret boss.
So to answer the question, there isn't really like any kind of overarching plot or anything. It's just you're going to see if you can get to the end.
Yeah, I mean.
And if you do that, kind of what you unlock is more. It gets increasingly harder.
Yeah, I mean,
to do
there's
the same
some kind of very light plot in this game, but not too much.
But you win by kind of getting to the end of the tower.
You win by
getting
getting to
through
the
all the
end of the
rooms.
tower, yeah. So,
Or the
so,
dungeon or
so
whatever it's supposed to be.
the end game for me, Tyler, will be when I beat level 20, basically. And then I'll be like, I have won.
But you probably play this game like. I'm trying to think. You play Shogun a lot, and you play this a lot.
I play this a
You
lot.
probably play this like four times a week.
Yeah, probably. It depends on the week, but some weeks.
You
like,
play it like you usually have some game time playing either this or Shogun every single day.
Yeah, probably 4 times a week. Yeah.
Yeah. What did you say? 400 hours.
Yeah, I've done about 400 hours.
That's not
on
even an
this.
exaggeration. Like it's a lot if you want to
Yeah.
get to that like end point.
Yeah, I mean, probably if you were good and also didn't actively make it harder for yourself, you would do that in much less time.
Yes.
If you've done either or both of those things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take some
But I kind of like that. I mean, that's why you like it, isn't it? It's once you get the hang of it, you can just kind of go and go and go.
Yeah, I find it very relaxing as well.
You're near the end of the first part.
I'm
It
near
looks
the
like.
first boss. Yeah.
Good.
So we'll
The cat says everyone's wearing cloaks and noticing very little plot. I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
I'm sorry, cat. I
I'm
don't
sorry,
get it.
Cat, I don't get it.
I'm so sorry.
I'm
I don't
sorry,
get
I
it.
don't
I'm
get
sorry.
it.
I don't
I'm
get it.
sorry.
I'm really sorry. I don't
I'm
get it.
sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Don't get it.
I'm so
So yeah, Nick, is the show that goes wrong? Is that like a televised version of it? Please tell. So I'd be interested in seeing it. Yeah, cool. I'll have to have a look at that on iPlayer. It's a Tracts of Land reference.
I guess it's a Monty Python thing based on that. I'm afraid I'm not detecting
Montague
specific plot.
Python.
I'm afraid. Oh yeah, sorry, Montagut Pythonus.
Montague Python. Norks.
Nox. What's on iPlayer? Oh, the
The show that
Norks.
goes wrong thing is on iPlayer.
Yeah.
We should have a look at that. That'd be
We
fun.
should, yeah. I think we'd get into that.
I'm going to talk about Noises Off
I
now.
thought you were about to say Norks.
I'm going to talk about Norks now. Noises Off.
Sorry.
Noises Off begins and you're watching the dress rehearsal of a farcical play
Mm-hmm.
where there's like, you know, a series. You're watching the end, you're watching the final scene of this play, and you sort of you figure out through context cues what's supposed to be happening in this play.
Yeah.
But they keep stopping because the actors are messing it up.
Mm-hmm.
So they keep stopping the rehearsal and the actors chat, and you realise that one of them's dating another one, and like they all get into arguments and stuff. And then you have the intermission. When you come back for the second half, you're watching them. You're watching the final performance of the tour of the show you watched them rehearse. So then it's like there's been a big time skip, and then you're backstage. So you don't see what they're doing on stage. You only see what's happening backstage.
Yeah.
And you figure out from what they're saying what's going on in the play and all the different ways it's gone wrong, and the things you saw them doing in rehearsals they were supposed to be not doing anymore. You figure out they're doing it, and then you realise the two that were dating have split up, so they're intentionally sabotaging each other. And then you realise during this 6-month tour of the show all these horrible things have gone wrong.
Oh no.
And you figure out over the course of it, and then they're just desperately trying to get to the end of the play. It's absolutely hilarious. And some of the humour is slightly dated, as you can imagine, because it's been around for a long time, but overall it holds up really well. And it's a classic farce. There's loads of physical humour and silly misunderstandings and, like, people accidentally flashing their knickers and all sorts of silly jokes like that. And it's really great. So I love that. So if the show that goes wrong is a kind of more kind of postmodern take on that idea, I'm sure I would enjoy it. I just said postmodern. How pretentious. How post-pretentious. The Goes Wrong show has the actors playing actors who are also playing characters. Yeah, similar idea. Similar idea. I love a good play within a play, me.
You're doing some Shakespeare. You were doing the mechanicals bit, weren't you, the other day?
Yeah, I'm doing the mechanicals. That's from Midsummer Night's Dream. That's the play I'm going to play from that. And then Hamlet obviously has quite an important play I'm going to play.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. I think that I really swear with the Midsummer Night's Dream, like I don't even understand what that play is doing there. It just seems like Billy Shakes was like, this play is a bit short. I've got to pad out the runtime by half an hour. I'll just introduce a play in the final act for no reason. It's like the whole plot's resolved, and then all the characters are like, let's now sit down and watch a play. And then they do, and then they're like, great.
Well, that's why.
That's the end.
Why? Oh yeah, they do have a 10-minute performance from the Royal British show. I have seen that, and it's very
From
funny.
the show that goes wrong.
Yeah,
Oh.
might be worth a quick watch. It's funny. Yeah, no, it is weird about the mechanicals.
The they have no
Why
place
is
in
that here?
it's really random
Why is
in
it-
Midsummer
why
Night's
are any of you
Dream.
here?
The story ends, and then they're like, now we're all gonna sit, us characters.
The story ends.
It's true.
No,
Like
I know,
Lysander
I
and
know,
Helen and everyone, they get together with who
The
they're supposed
pacing,
to be.
the pacing in
And then the
Midsummer Night's Dream is
Duke,
weird.
and then the Duke is like, now we're all gonna watch a play together.
Yeah.
And then the play's bad. The play within the play is bad. So then the characters are all commenting on how bad it is. And then they're like, well, that was bad. And then it just ends. And then they're like, well, let's go get married. The end.
That bit is actually quite funny. Though,
It's
I
very
think.
funny.
Yeah.
It's just weird. Like I've never really understood what it's doing there. It is the bad play within a play is very funny.
The pacing on that whole play is very weird, I think.
Midsummer Night's Dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bizarre. I love it a lot. But the pacing is. I saw the company Shit-Faced Shakespeare do Midsummer Night's Dream, and that was probably my favourite version of it because it really embraced the chaotic element. Shit-Faced Shakespeare is a troupe that they do reduced cast versions of Shakespeare plays, so there's only 5 people doing all the parts, and it's like really cut, so they don't do the whole play, they do a really shortened version of it. But every night one of them gets really drunk, and it's exactly as chaotic as you might expect, and you'd think, I don't know, but it's like they've really pinpointed exactly how drunk to get, so they're not like falling over and being sick, they're just a bit tipsy and a bit silly. And of course, like in classic drunk fashion, when you start laughing at them, they get like pleased. When I watched it, the guy who had been chosen to be drunk that night was like getting pleased whenever he made someone laugh, and he was playing up more and like being like, "Hey, I'm being funny. I'm gonna do something else wrong." Hey. It's a very bizarre conceit, but it's really enjoyable. Highly recommend. One day we can go to the theatre again. Have a look at that.
Imagine being
Nick
out
says,
for
is it like the thespian drunk history? Kind of, I guess,
Okay.
yeah. It's a fun introduction, honestly, to the plays because they're really cut and shortened to make it less complicated, and it just cuts it down to like, it gets rid of all that play over to play nonsense in Midsummer Night's Dream. It just cuts down to the main plot of the story and gets rid of all the rubbish. And then they had Puck acting as kind of a narrator. So he would come in and kind of make sure everyone was still following the plot. And then you have like Lysander walking on with a can of beer in his hand, like having a sip.
That's
and then
funny.
being like, right, what's my lines? Can't remember. Something about this. It's great.
Wow,
Chris,
wow.
you would love Shit-Faced Shakespeare. They do the Edinburgh Fringe most years, so one day when that can happen again.
Have they gone online?
I don't know. It would be an interesting thing to try and see them do online. I might look into it. But yeah, they started off, I think, doing the Edinburgh Fringe, and then it was so successful they turned it into like a full-time company that tours all the time.
That's cool.
And obviously, for the sake of like protecting their livers, it's a huge company, so it's not the same 4 people every night. They've got like 5 or 6 actors playing each role, so they take it in turns to be the one on stage.
That's cool.
Automod didn't like Shit-Faced.
No,
It's alright, we let it through.
Well, that's right.
Imagine the Fringe happening again. It is a weird thing to imagine, Chris, like that many people descending on one town at once. It's hard to imagine the Edinburgh Fringe, isn't it? Imagine the Fringe. Like when you go into one of those cozy pubs that we were saying we liked, and like you can't move because there's 500 Americans in there.
Yeah.
I do like though how people are so friendly at the Fringe. I always just like made a new best friend when I went to the Fringe.
Cool.
Because there was never enough tables in the pub, so you had to sit
You had to make
sit with
friends.
strangers and then just
Yeah.
make friends. But yeah, I can't imagine doing that now.
No.
Weird.
Garbage.
The Fringe is great if you live in Scotland, but not in Edinburgh. Absolutely correct. Oh, I love walking up and down the Royal Mile when the Fringe is on, because then people hand you all the flyers for their free shows. And you can just go watch a bunch of like really bad shows that are under development. But then one will actually be really good. And you get to feel like you've discovered something.
You've done it. You've discovered something unique.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, like, oh, I've seen this
Yeah,
before
absolutely.
it got
Before
big.
it got big.
I saw the boy with tape on his face before he got really popular and was doing roll variety and stuff. Just a mime act,
It's
but
been
modern.
literally 15 years since I've been. So
Yeah, Nick, I imagine that you would find it quite stressful, the Royal Mile, because people start like cornering you and doing live theatre at you in the street. They're like, hello, would you like a song? And you're like, not really. And they're like, okay, let me burst into song. Take a flyer for my play. And it's like, oh, if it will make you stop singing at me, sure.
I have to do math.
Kat says she sees the Fringe every day. Very good.
Very good.
That's a haircut joke.
Oh.
Because it's in her face.
Oh.
I've cut mine quite poorly, but at least I can actually see now because I've cut it out away from my face. That's bangs for our American friends. Your fringe is your bangs.
I've never had a fringe.
You have quite a high hairline.
I do.
I feel like if you had a fringe, it wouldn't look super great. Mine's quite low, so I feel weird if I don't have a fringe. Because I've got no forehead. Let's have a little game check-in. How's it going over here?
It's going pretty good.
I haven't
Pretty good,
I haven't
actually.
paid any notes
It's
for
going
this
pretty
game.
good. I beat the first boss. I've been
Well done.
going blast mode through these the first two fights on this floor. I've got a pretty good kind of deck
You've
going
got
on.
so many of these relics.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how or why, because I don't remember picking up so many. I've basically rendered this moot, which is never really what you want to do. The thing
That's
that gives me free
unfortunate.
block. Yeah, it's not great.
You've gained 3 dexterity.
I
though.
haven't. I was just a card that could give me 3 dexterity, if you see what I mean.
I see what you mean. You've picked a card.
I've picked a card.
Are you at the shop now?
I am not. I'm at a special event, and I'm going to transform a card.
Oh, so you can change one of your cards
In
into
this
something
instance,
else.
I can, yeah.
What would you like to change?
I'm going to change one of the defends.
Into.
I don't get to pick.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. So I've got a pretty good
It's a
card.
little
out of
roulette.
that.
So what did you get instead?
I got leg sweep, which is a block card, I believe.
Okay.
Do I want to remove
Are you
a card
going
from
to
my
rest?
deck?
Wait, can you get high at the rest point?
I can
One
now,
of those
yeah.
images was a pipe that
Yeah,
said toke.
I got a card that a relic that lets me remove cards from my deck, but I can't remove the only curse I've got, so I'm not going to bother.
Tyler asks, can you give us a little recap of some of the cool card effects you've been getting?
Oh yeah, sorry, I can indeed do that. So currently I'm just upgrading the card that lets me obtain a random potion so I can spend it for free, which is a fun one because
Okay.
I like having potions in this game. I also have a thing that gives me 2 extra potion slots.
So potions are just single-use items that you can use anywhere during a battle.
Relics are the items that kind of stay with you throughout your run or your attempt to slay the spire.
Are they? Would you call them like permanent buffs?
I think that's a good way of describing them, yeah. So I've got a few good ones. I've got this
So
fan,
you've got every time you play 3 attacks in a turn, gain 4 block.
which is great. But
and
if
block
we're,
is your defense.
yeah, but if we're going to be technical about it, often means that this one is redundant,
If you end your turn without block, gain 6 block.
which is unfortunate.
Okay, so they kind of don't really play together.
they do
well.
not interact well together, unfortunately.
What else have
I
we
also got
here?
the pipe, which lets me remove things from my deck if I rest.
You can remove cards from your deck at rest.
Yeah.
Well, that's good if you get a bunch
If
of
they
those
get a bunch
curse
of
cards,
curses,
which you
yeah.
don't seem to have gotten yet.
No, I tried to avoid them.
This is the puzzle. This is the Millennium Puzzle from Yu-Gi-Oh.
It is, yeah. I have the
That's
Millennium
that's a
puzzle.
deliberate joke,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
They've
It's a
called,
deliberate joke,
they've called
yeah.
it the Centennial Puzzle.
Yeah, quite a
here.
few things in this are deliberate
That's
jokes.
just a Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, which is actually
what
one
does
of my
it do?
least favourite things.
The first time you lose HP, draw 3 cards. That seems a bit random.
It's one of my least favourite relics, if I'm being honest. So,
what
I'll,
other cool? Yeah,
I'll-
take us
I'll
on this
go through
battle.
my
Let's
deck,
let's
yeah.
let's
Oh,
let's
no,
talk through what we're
these
doing.
guys.
You've got 3 enemies here.
I
That's
didn't
hard.
want that. Yeah.
So you're gonna start with a poison potion.
I'm going to start with a poison potion. I'm
Who
going to
you gonna-
throw that on the middle one.
That's the Taskmaster.
I'm going to take a dexterity potion as well.
What does
because it's not good
dexterity
to
do
see.
for you?
Dexterity, which is the potion I just took, means that you get more block when you play a block card.
So it improves
2.
your defense, your
It
block
improves my
cards.
defense.
This card is just called Die Die Die.
Yeah, that's an Overwatch reference, I believe.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Chris says it's time to
So I'm going to play the Overwatch reference. because...
So that one deals 13 damage to all enemies.
Yes.
Well, that's a pretty good place to start.
That's a good
when
place
you've
to
got
start
3.
because I've got 3 enemies and they are going to make a mess of me.
Okay.
Then I'm going to play this card.
Survivor.
Yes.
Gain 10 block. Discard 1 card.
So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to discard this card.
Because you can't play it this time.
I can't
anyway.
play it, and also if it's discarded, I gain 2.
Oh, so that one's actually you get something if you discard it.
That's one you want
You
to
gain
discard.
2 what?
Energy.
Energy.
So I play more cards.
Aha!
So I'm gonna do
Look
that.
at you! Look at all of this. I really like how like strategy builds up through these games as you get more
To
obscure
get more cards. Yeah. I really like how some stuff really interacts. I mean, for that one, that's a kind of a more obvious being unfair, but a more kind of these things are meant to interact together.
Yes.
This is generally a fairly well designed game, so there's very little kind of things where you're like, oh, I don't think those things were meant to work together like that. This is pretty good, but it's really fun when you find one of those things where you're like, oh, I don't think those things were necessarily meant to interact like that, but we found a way to make them interact.
When you find like a really clever way.
Yeah, exactly. I really love that. So I found I can't remember what it was, but I found one where I'm like, I don't think they meant for this to happen when they made the game, but it's so well designed that even when you find something that's a little bit breaky, it doesn't really break it.
Yeah,
'Cause
if you've put 400 hours in and haven't broken the game yet, they've probably
You've done a
out
good
the
job.
creases there.
Exactly, yeah.
So you have a card here called Infinite Blades.
Yeah, I'm going to play that now.
At the start of your turn, add a Shiv into your hand.
Yes.
Now what's a Shiv?
Shiv is just a little no energy card that does damage.
Okay.
It's like this. It's like a strike card, but slightly worse.
A slightly cheaper one.
Yeah. Then I'm going to play the strike card
And you're
on
gonna,
the leftmost one. Yeah.
you're gonna block some more.
I think I will block some more, yes.
Okay.
That's it for my go.
Because it does tell you how many damage
It
they're
does.
going to do to you,
Yeah,
so you
it
can
does.
kind of calculate your
You
block.
can plan, yeah. There is a big chunk of math in this
There's
game.
quite a bit of arithmetic going
Yeah.
on here, which is probably why I'd never played
I
this very well.
I was doing some math earlier on while I think you were trying to ask me something, and I'm sorry if I wasn't paying full attention because I was trying to do sums in my head.
I wouldn't apologise. I've barely paid any attention to this at all. I'm going to try very hard to pay attention for a few
That's
minutes
okay.
now. Leg sweep.
So sorry, yeah. So I'm going to start with the
Start with the free stuff.
cards.
You've got a Shiv that you mentioned.
I've got a shiv.
Give them a Shiv.
I'm going to give them a shiv.
Shiv this one.
I've also got a slice, basically the
And that's
same.
another cheap attack card,
Yeah.
so you're going to use
I
that.
generally like cheap attack cards. One of my favourite builds on the blue character is my favourite. It's just basically all cards that cost 0.
Kat says, discard strategies are generally the most puzzling for anyone new to card games.
This.
I would
go on,
say
go on.
that's true. It doesn't feel like intuitive to me that you like, why would you get rid of stuff
Hmm.
to get... It's like it's very six-dimensional hyper chess. Like,
Mhm.
I'm getting rid of this because then I can get
I can do
this, and then that does
yeah,
this.
Yeah, for sure.
It all builds up. But I feel like this game, obviously, I apologise, a lot of the time we've been chatting and not watching, but it builds you up quite nicely, I think. Like, I'm following this because I've tried watching when you've been playing really late on in the game, and I don't understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
But this, because we started from the beginning, I've understood how you're gradually building up the deck and the interactions, which is cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chris found a great combo today. A power card that draws you a card whenever you play another power card, and a relic that makes a card in hand cost 0
the red
when
hand,
playing
right?
a power card.
Yeah.
Combined with loads of power cards and draw cards, it worked very well.
Yeah, one of my another again with the blue character. One of my favourite decks, if I can get it going, is the just all power cards deck.
What's a power card?
I don't think I have any in my hand right now. Oh no, I do. Sorry, this.
Gain 2 dexterity.
Basically, it's a card that
It's like buffs and debuffs.
Buffs and debuffs that
Right.
are kind of you play it, and the card disappears, and then you have an effect.
Yes, got it.
Yeah, there's also a relic that heals you whenever you play a power card. So if you can get that going there as well, you will probably win.
So
Basically,
you
at
can
that point.
You can just keep debuffing and buffing, and it just
Yeah,
destroys everything, and then you just do one hit and kill everything.
There's not really any stopping you at that point.
All right, so what are we gonna do this
I
time?
have some choices here, and I'm not sure what to do.
Okay, take us through it.
So I can. I've got some defense and I've got a strike.
Okay.
I've got some poison, so I can put poison on one of them.
And does that just slowly just wear down their HP?
Yes, that's exactly what it does. I've got footwork.
Does poison stack?
Yes, it does.
So you can poison the one you've already poisoned.
It can do. Yeah,
More
that's
poison.
an option. That's an option here.
And you've got some buffs.
I've got some buffs. I've got footwork for more defense.
And dexterity that increases your defense.
Yes. So I kind of think I might. It's somewhat counterintuitive in this fight, but I think I might. What have I got here? Sorry. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to play.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, I'm really torn here.
You're a little late.
Nice.
This is how I feel.
Okay, so.
Trying to choose
which is
some
week
cards
2, 4.
so I can fight the
I'm
man.
doing sums. Okay,
I'm out of
I'm
faith.
just gonna do it.
How's that match going?
I've gone for the footwork, I've gone for a defense, and I've gone for an attack. I've split the difference, kind of.
Tyler says that they really want to play this game. Do you know of any games like this that have a more audio component?
Oh, beans. Not off the top of my head, but I'm sure I could. I'm sure I could have a little look. Yeah, good idea. Because I don't. I'll be honest with you, off the top of my head, Tyler, which I'm ashamed to say. Does this have audio scripts? So I'm wondering now.
If it has accessibility scripts.
Yeah.
I'm curious about
I
it.
don't know if it does. It has bigger text. I don't know if that would be any use for you, Tyler, but I need to restart the game. I don't think it has any kind of audio cues, unfortunately.
Someone's working on a mod.
Oh really?
Text the Spire mod.
Oh, that's very exciting.
Because you can play this with mods through Steam, right?
There's no reason why not.
When I launched it, it came up saying, "Do you want to play with mods?"
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that would be great. We're going to play this. We're going to play this.
Okay, so Tyler, this person's made a mod called Text the Spire, which provides screen reader accessibility.
Ooh.
And based on the comments underneath, people are saying it works pretty much 99% of the time. There's very few problems with it.
That's cool.
So possibly, I'm afraid I'm not super. I've never tried using a screen reader, so. But it sounds like the people who know more than I do who are on this are saying
it's decent.
It's pretty good.
That's really encouraging, and really good to know.
So yeah, maybe you could give it a go, Tyler. That'd be really cool.
That would be really cool.
If you decide to give it a go, let us know.
Yeah,
how
please
it
do.
goes.
Please do let us know. Hopefully it works well. I have managed to squeak my way through these guys through judicious applications of potions.
So it's got a list of requirements. You need Steam. You need Slay the Spire. You need Java. You need to get the Text the Spire communication mod.
Okay.
And mod the Spire, which I assume is an extension you get so that you can mod it.
I guess so.
And this stuff's all on the Steam community mods stuff
Okay.
for the Slay the Spire,
But
apparently.
this is what as a place that has kind of the
This is
the requirements.
github.com.
Okay.
I found it. I just googled like accessibility scripts for Slay the Spire, and I found a Reddit thread. Someone saying, "Hey, is there a way to play it if you're blind?" And someone says, "Oh, I've been making.
Oh, fantastic.
I've been making one." So yeah, that's a mod called Text the Spire that's on the Steam community apparently.
Yeah. So.
So yeah,
I hope that-
I've never modded a game.
Me neither.
I've never used a mod, so I'm not sure exactly how you go about doing that. But hopefully, it might be something you could look into, Tyler.
Oh, I thought you meant you've never made a mod for a game.
I've certainly never done that, but I've never even downloaded a mod for a game.
I have downloaded some mods for some games, I think, but I generally don't do it these days. Oh no, we'll have more tactician because tactician's good.
Kat says a streamer they watched to go to sleep to is planning to do StarCraft 2 while wearing a blindfold.
I have seen when we were looking through tags, we did find the blindfolded tag, and I was like, huh.
Nick says if it's on the Steam Workshop, you should just click subscribe and it will auto install the mod for you.
Oh, neat.
But he's not sure if Slay the Spire has a Steam Workshop. I'm afraid this is beyond my my knowledge.
I don't know either. I'm sorry. I'm not actually very computer literate.
I am in certain things, but I wouldn't say this is one of them.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just doing some upgrading now. I've just been through a few rest sites. I got one of my favourite relics, which is the
Tyler
feather.
says they've never used Steam or anything, but it might be worth the journey. Yeah, I mean, how much does Slay the Spire set you back these days?
I don't know, £10 maybe.
So
I
it's
think
not-
it's too expensive. Steam has the advantage of being relatively easy to use, but I don't know how kind of accessible it is in general. But I think it does have like some accessibility functions. Other people might be able to advise better than that. Oh, hello, it's a doggos.
Oh, we haven't had the dogs over today.
You can get a doggo if you want. I'm Just trying to fight these birds. I've got multiple birds now.
There seems to be some issues with Steam's accessibility.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
This is just on a very, very cursory Google search.
Yeah.
But it's it seems like blind players do use Steam, but I'm seeing some stuff and people saying there's stuff they could do to make it better.
Okay.
Maybe it's something worth reading into though, Tyler. And if we do come across, if you come across any games that are kind of have more audio component,
I will do, yeah. I will definitely.
Because yeah, unfortunately, there's just a bit too much going on for us to accurately read out everything you're clicking on as we go. You've got 3 of these waving birds.
I've got 3
now.
of the waving birds, which is unfortunate. Was not really expecting 3 waving birds.
Okay, Nick says Slay the Spire does have a workshop, and Text the Spire appears to be on it.
Okay.
So if you get it on Steam, it should be possible to just be like, somehow be like, I want this, please, and it just does it for you.
Yeah.
Which should be cool.
That would be cool. I'm gonna get murdered by birds.
Birded.
Nice.
A murder of birders.
Nice.
I'm trashing it.
I'm gonna get birded.
Oh my goodness,
I'm
we've
gonna
been
get
going for
birded
2
by
hours.
birds. Oh
Nice.
man, we
I'm
have.
having
That
such
flew
a nice
by,
time
didn't
with
it?
you all. Well, we can play for a bit longer.
That's the other thing with this game is that time does tend to absolutely whiz by.
Oh, I'm having a lovely time chatting to everyone though, and watching this game when I remember to pay attention.
That's okay.
I got distracted again.
I like the
I'm
chat
sorry.
streams because it's nice to just kind of. There's no pressure to really kind of focus on what's going on.
And the music in this game is really chill.
It's very chill. Yeah. I might get birded here anyway, so. Although I think I've been able to just pull this under control.
If you really want to, if you want a playthrough of this where you actually like can properly follow it, what you need is for me to drive, because I will be very slowly reading everything out loud, and you'll be like, don't do that, do that, and I'll be like, wait, what are you saying?
We can do that, but I know obviously today that you want me
If
to
we're
drive.
doing that, I would put some tags on to be like, it's crap, guys,
It's crap.
so that people who are enthusiasts don't get upset.
Don't get upset.
I've seen our viewer numbers fluctuating a lot today, which I imagine is people seeing Slay the
People
Spire,
dipping in.
dropping in and being like, these guys are
Wait a minute,
casuals and leaving.
These guys are casual.
I tagged it casual, in fairness.
Yeah, all of us,
I
all of
always tag our streams casual because we barely play the games when we're streaming.
Oh, Tyler said bird at the same moment.
We said birded at the same moment. Fantastic.
Huge fan.
Fantastic.
I'm a huge fan.
I actually found I followed a streamer the other day who I noted they actually put the category as just chatting, even when rather than the game they're playing. They'll put just chatting if they know it's going to be one of those streams where they're doing more.
We should probably do
playing.
that for these ones.
I think we probably should, because you're going at such a high speed. I can't read the
I'm
cards.
so
Like,
sorry.
don't apologise. It's
When I get into the group, it's just like.
we're gonna have to put sorry jar.
I should
in for
slow
you.
down because
make you drop a penny in each
That's
time.
how I make mistakes. So I'm going too fast because I'm like whiz.
My high school boyfriend.
Yes.
Back in the days before Twitch was a thing, and it was a much more serious undertaking to live stream yourself playing video games.
Yes.
There's this yearly, it still happens now, there's a yearly thing that the Edinburgh Paediatric Hospital, the Sick Kids Hospital, do, which is a 24-hour video game marathon called Sick Kids Save Point, and he did it one year.
Oh.
And I convinced he was the like sweariest Glaswegian stereotype ever.
Yeah.
And I convinced him to do a swear jar. 24-hour play video games swear jar, and I said I would match it up to £100 of like 20p in the swear jar every time he swore and match it. And he went over my matching limit.
Goodness.
Because he swore so much.
That's horrifying.
Right? He was like one of those people, like, you know, some people like in Glasgow and some Scots, like, they use it like punctuation.
Yeah.
They'd be like, I fucking went down to the fucking store and it was fucking shite, like, it was fucking shitty weather and it was fucking like that.
Yeah.
It was like 4 or 5 times a sentence he'd swear.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really fun. But yeah, that was crazy. He really knew his computer stuff. Like, he set it all up just to like live stream before you could just like be an idiot with a Twitch account and Streamlabs, and it just does it for you, which is how we do it.
So I'm doing the discard for more moves combo again.
I'm sorry.
I did the thing where I discarded a card specifically to get more moves again.
Right.
I'm applying weak, which will limit his attacks to the enemy. I've just got a new card.
Finisher.
Yeah,
that
this is a
good.
cool one.
deal 6 damage
Yeah.
each attack played.
No,
so it boosts all of your attacks.
No. What it does is it
at the end,
you get it.
It multiplies
It
them all by
multiplies
6.
by 6. So
Got
I it's only 1 this time because I only did 1 attack. But people are requesting a Civ stream as well. I noticed.
Chris said that he actually, I forgot you did this, Chris. He went to help with one of those 24-hour
cool.
streams back in the day to help make sure he didn't fall asleep. Yeah, they make serious cash every year doing that. Nick and Kat are discussing they want us to do a Civ chatting stream.
We could do a Civ stream. The thing about Civ is that much like the Shogun stream, to be fair, where I conquered a province in 2 hours. Which is quite bad TV, I guess. Civ is quite slow.
I think the important thing is hello Deaded123.
Hello Deaded123. Thank you for the follow.
Deaded123, and thank you for following.
Do people like the notification sound?
Do you
by
all
the
like
way?
our new notification for new followers? We were very pleased with it. Nick loves it. Hey friends.
Hey.
Hey Deaded123. Thank you for joining
How are
and
you
for
doing?
following.
How's your day going?
How are you? How's your Sunday? Please tell us what you've been up to today. We're up to getting incredibly distracted from this game at all times. It was fun and might still be on YouTube. Oh, did he stream it to YouTube? I wonder if it is still on YouTube.
Try and track that down. Put that on the list.
I remember what all of his internet handles were, because that's where you date someone as a teenager and you're millennial. One of the first things you know about them is their internet handles, right?
Sure, why not?
I wonder if it is. I'd like to see the bit where you were there, Chris, if it's still on YouTube. That'd be cool. You're learning British Sign Language this morning.
Oh, BSL.
That's exciting.
That is
Chris,
exciting.
that's really cool. Oh, it's Rowana.
Oh, hey, Rowana.
Hey, Rowana. Oh, how cool. Thanks for dropping in. That's exciting.
That is exciting. Hey, Ro. How are you?
Kat suggesting if we do Civilization, we'll hop on a 2-person lobby and neither she or Nick could play the game for us while we just chat shit.
Yeah, we could do. I've not actually played Civ 6. I don't even own it, so it would have to be Civ 5. And yeah, I could autopilot it better, certainly.
That would be a fun experience for me because I very much relate Civilization games to my dad.
I'm
like,
right.
oh, that's the kind of game my dad plays. That's like an old person game for old people. What, are you gonna listen to Meatloaf? And play Civilization and I don't know, overcook some vegetables?
Savage.
Just dad things.
I made a
don't know.
mistake because I was too fast.
I feel bad even joking about that. My dad's a very good cook.
That's
I was
great
just trying to
for
generate random things that dads do, and that's what I came up with.
dadding. Oh my goodness.
Ro, you're doing a 1920s murder mystery
I saw
Zoom.
that as well, and I was like, whoa.
And Nick says old 20s, I presume. Oh god, a 2020 murder mystery Zoom sounds horrible.
Can you imagine?
I haven't done one of these murder mystery parties, and they're all the rage now. Zoom murder mysteries.
I did one. It's not really my thing, but I'm glad they exist. I'm happy that they're a thing.
I applied for a job as an actor doing one of those murder mystery parties at the start of lockdown. I was like, please, money. And they got several hundred applications for 2 jobs, because I guess every actor in the country was like, please, oh god, lockdown, give me money. So I didn't get it, but I would think I would enjoy more actually just being one as a guest than being an actor who runs them.
Yeah. Oh, I think you'll have a great time. Anna.
Oh, I think it will be fun. Don't be too nervous. Try to avoid being murdered. That's great advice from Nick. Let us know if you survive the night.
Yeah,
bro.
please.
Oh yeah, maybe you're the killer. Ooh.
I'm fighting a mini boss. Sorry.
Are you getting all dressed up? Are you doing the flapper makeup and because you only have to be from the midriff up, so you just need a flapper top and then slippers, fuzzy slippers. We dressed up all 1920s for something before lockdown happened, didn't we? Oh, it was my uncle's birthday party. He had it on this Chris, you went to this. It was like on an old like vintage steam train that still runs, and like you have, and it's like dining cars, like an old-fashioned train, and then you sit and then you have a meal on the train.
Yeah.
As it goes from station A to station B and back, and then we all dressed up in 1920s gear. That was a fun evening.
It was really cool.
You slept in hairpins to curl it.
Oh my god,
wow,
that's
Ro.
so cool.
You're going all out. That's way more effort than I put in. And I was going to a thing in person. It was really cool. It was really fun being like on a like a dining car on a train. It felt like being in like an Agatha Christie novel, didn't it?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I imagine a murder mystery on that train would be a super fun time. Actually.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Peaky Blinders look. There, that's right, Chris. You went for Peaky Blinders with the flat cap.
It was
and
good.
all.
It was good look.
Go big at
Go
home.
big and stay home. Okay, this time I'm actually gonna do the thing properly.
Kat says she did a 20s murder mystery in Hull event. What was Hull like in the 20s? Was it still a port then?
Yes, very much so.
Was there boats and shit?
There were boats and shit. Yeah, that's kind of it.
Oh, please find the pics, Kat. I'd love to see you in your 20s get-up. Probably fishy, Rose says. Hull was in the 1920s.
Yeah, probably. This has got slightly out of hand, I'll be honest.
So yes, swinging back in here, you have quite a lot of enemies attacking you.
Yeah, no, it's got a bit out of hand. Right, sorry, I need to actually do some sums. 6. Okay, so... this should do 18.
Oh,
Yeah, they do make funny noises.
That's a very funny noise.
And then I'm going to put the poison on the big guy. And then, sure, we'll have the blood, because why not?
Kat says this picture they were presenting as boy cat, not girl cat.
Right.
That's still cool. That'd still be cool to see it. And Catherine looks very adorable apparently in it.
I can believe it.
I haven't seen her in a long time. She and Martin got engaged, didn't they?
Yeah, I think so.
About time,
That's been
Martin.
anyway a long time.
TikTok. They've been together pretty much since I've known them. I think they got together within a year of me meeting them, so yeah. The cat says, finally, Jesus. Exactly. Since the dawn of time. Yeah, I'm thinking like at least like 6-7 years. Oh hey, speaking of wedding stuff, this is exciting. We emailed a potential venue to ask for a virtual look round.
Did they get back to us yet?
No, because it's Sunday.
Yeah, I suppose
We found a place yesterday we like the look of, and we're like, hey, can you do us a virtual tour?
Yeah.
So that's very exciting.
That's very exciting.
We're looking at summer 2023. Christ. Which we're like, I think that's far enough in the future that we can probably hope vaccines are a thing.
Is it local? Relatively, yeah.
Yeah, relatively close to where
South
we live.
Yorkshire.
Yeah. We're going, so we're thinking even though we want to do it after lockdown and stuff, we'd like it to be quite small and have very few people there, and then maybe open it out like to have some extra people come in the evening or something. So we're looking at nice little venues, which is hard because a lot of them have minimums. It's like you've got to have 60 guests or something to even book it, and it's like I probably know 60 people, but I don't think I like 60 people. Yeah, Chris, it's super exciting. It's weird because we were just talking about like it's hard to like plan a wedding when you have no idea when you can do it. Yeah. But probably 2023 should be all right.
Yeah.
My friends just delayed hers to 2022. It was supposed to be April this year.
Right.
So they pushed it back a whole year, but there were no April dates left, so now she's moved it to July 22.
That's gotta feel bad.
Well, I think she said that she actually just feels relieved. Because she was like, it was really hard to look forward to a wedding that they didn't know if it was going to happen or not. Yeah. So now they can just be like, it's in the future, let's not worry about it for a while.
Yeah, that's cool, actually, that makes sense.
Nick says, even as pessimistic as he is, 2023 is probably safe-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hoping so.
I hope so, definitely.
We'll see. I kind of thought we're going to have to like book really far in advance because all the people who are postponing their weddings are going to fill up all the dates for a while. So we were like, let's just launch really far in the future and try to get a booking in. But yeah, hopefully we like it when we have the little look round.
I hope so.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not expecting to get vaccinated this year, Nick, if I'm honest. I'd be shocked. Shocked.
Shocked.
I would be shooketh if I get a vaccine this year. I'm hoping my parents do.
I found out that I might be a key worker, so I might get a vaccine.
But you're not front line.
I'm not front line. So, shrug.
Yeah, because you work. Well, yeah, because they said everyone who works in education is a key worker, which is like an insanely huge amount of people. Your mum's a key worker and over 60. Yeah, Nick, she should get it this year. Kat should have hers in the next 2 weeks. Oh, how exciting!
Oh, that's exciting.
Congratulations, Kat.
Yeah, great stuff.
That's so exciting. Oh my goodness.
I'm running a little bit low on health.
I tried to get onto a trial, so I had a chance of getting it. But I didn't guess. I wasn't notified about the trial, so I guess they didn't choose me.
Oh.
Your mum's already had COVID. Oh my goodness. The poor mother. The music just got dramatic.
It's boss time.
Is this the boss?
Yeah.
Alright, sorry, well key in. What are you doing?
I'm fighting this boss, the champ. The champ's probably going to kick my teeth in.
They've got
okay.
420 health, blaze it.
Thank you. Good point.
You started by poisoning it.
I did.
What's next?
Next is, I think, sorry. I drank this potion.
Which did what?
Gave me a resistance to a debuff.
Okay.
I am going to...
Rose says stamp the champ.
I'm going to do this. I play that.
What's you have to tell us?
Sorry, I play a free attack.
Yeah.
Play an attack that gives me more draw next time.
Okay.
And then I'm going to... No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
No, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. Oh
no.
Well, that's okay. Okay, no, I will do it. I'll drink this potion.
Which gives you more block.
Not some block. Awesome.
Nick says his mum was like, by the way, me and Dad have COVID in the middle of another conversation. That is exactly what my parents would do as well.
Yeah.
Massively relatable. My mum once was like, no, it was my dad, was like, do you remember last month when your mum was in A&E with a collapsed lung? And I was like, she was what?
That's funny.
And they were like, oh, did we not mention that? So yeah, I could see them just casually being like, oh yeah, COVID, lol. I hope she's all better now, Nick.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Right, sorry.
No, it's fine. I just basically I have so many footworks, which are the ones that give me dexterity, so I basically just played a lot of them for a turn. I'm gonna have a potion.
Okay.
It's another block one, great. I'm gonna make it vulnerable for 99 turns.
Okay.
I'm going to do
Dash.
a bunch of damage, a bit more damage, and then I'm going
And
to...
you're going to block? No?
No, I'm not going to block, because I don't need to.
Fair enough. Oh, because it's not going to attack
It's not
this
going
turn.
to attack me, yeah.
Oh, Chris, yeah, I remember when our uncle got altitude sickness trying to climb out Everest and like nearly died and just like casually didn't mention it until months later that happened.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot there, isn't there?
We were like, oh, he didn't even. I don't think he even mentioned he was going to try and climb Everest. He just was like, oh yeah, I tried to climb Everest a few months back, nearly died. We were like, cool. Thanks for the heads up.
I'm just conscious. Sorry, I just realised.
What are you doing? Are you supposed to have a meeting?
Yeah.
Diar's just stopped to
I
check
didn't
his
know if I have a
emails.
meeting. Do you want to take over?
To fighting the boss.
I just got a notification that some of the
I know what I'm
some
doing.
of my work emails might be coming through to the boss.
Unplayable.
It's okay. I'll come back in.
Okay.
I don't want to
Deal
put you
3
on the
damage.
spot.
That doesn't sound very good,
Hang
but
on.
it's free.
No, it's free. We'll do that.
That was so stressful.
Sorry. Sorry. I felt bad.
Do you want to just fight the boss for me? I haven't been paying any attention to the game.
We're going to... That's not great, to be honest with you.
Why? That'll block half of its attack.
Okay.
That's better than 0 of its
You're
attack.
right.
Always.
You're right.
Okay, the big boss hit. The big boss does a hit.
The big boss does a hit. I'm kind of munchy, I've just realised.
Well,
I'm having a really good time, so.
Tyler, I also love that the House of Hound community is all of our family and school friends and a random American. You're our favourite random American, and we love having you as part of the House of Hound very, very much.
Oh, very, very much. You're the only random American I've got time for. Okay, I might as well play this. Nothing else to. So yeah, I'm just doing some attack. Now that I've got enough blocks to survive. So
It's gonna do some attack.
Gonna do a bit of an attack.
Punch, punch, punch.
We're not doing.
Nick says hashtag scene.
We're not doing badly, but
You gotta have a token American. You have a token American. I think as well, because none of us all live in the same place these days.
yeah, that's
like,
true.
This is like kind of a fun way to hang out with you all, whether you're in America or in like Glasgow. You're basically equally far away these days because we can't see each other.
Yeah,
so
true.
this is kind of a fun way to
We
chat
live
to everybody.
nowhere near any of our friends, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, your family are all in France.
Yes, my
Nick's
family
in-
are
Nick's
completely inaccessible.
Nick's in Belgium. Chris is in Scotland. Like
Yeah.
half of you all are in different countries anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, Kat couldn't find the picture of them in their 1920s
Oh,
gear. That's
I'm
a shame.
sorry.
Well, if you find it at a later time, let us
Yeah,
see.
please.
I wonder if I can find the picture of us when we dressed up for the.
Oh, there are pics of that, aren't there?
There's for sure pics on the old Zuckerbook. I know we're not supposed to use it. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
I'll let you off. It's fine. We are very slowly.
Can you talk us through what you're doing?
Yeah, we're very slowly plinking the champ down.
Yeah. So this champ had 420 blaze at health, and you have 75.
Yes.
To give an example of just how much tougher this guy
It's
is
not
than you.
fantastic,
It's
so
not
I'm
ideal.
just basically trying to plink it down because I don't really have the firepower to compete in this deck right now.
Sure.
I do have one of the best relics in the game, which is the only reason why I'm keeping
Which one is that?
the ice cream.
What does it do?
It means you
Apart
can
from being
serve it.
delicious.
He's gone blast
Oh,
mode.
he said face my wrath.
yeah,
That
he's
can't
gone,
be good.
when you get him down to 200 hit points, he goes blast mode.
Oh no, one of those ones that gets tougher the closer you get
he
to
now
killing
is
it.
about to hit me for 60 damage, which might be too much.
You only have 75 max.
Yes.
Are you gonna die?
I think I'm gonna die, I'm afraid.
No.
We'll see. I'll do what I can. So there's not really a lot of strategy involved here, it's just play all my things.
You're just
see
gonna
what
try and hit it
happens.
as hard as you can and hope for the
Yeah,
best.
and just see
Use
if I
all cards.
survive.
Panic, panic, panic.
22 times 2, so that's 44.
That's still not enough.
I might as well use the block potion.
Yeah,
There's
use the
nothing to
potion.
gain by not, I don't think.
Oh!
Yeah,
He
it's
used
not,
a move called Execute.
Yeah, no, I think I'm toast here. I just don't do enough. I don't do damage very quickly is the problem.
Yeah, this one seems quite weak compared to the one you were using, the character you were using last time.
Yeah, although I've got further, so
Fair.
um,
Fair. I guess I.
it's
take that.
difficult, isn't it? Yeah, but this one, you're right. This one does do less damage, definitely.
I found a
than
picture
the
of
one
some
before.
seals, which is nice, but wasn't what I was looking
That
for.
is nice.
I've also found a picture of when we used the Wii Me Maker to make dogs, and how that was truly horrifying.
Do you like
Okay.
dags?
I've gone far too far back. Speaking of which, we should get the dogs over. It's a guarantee on our stream.
That's
The
true.
House of Hound guarantee is that you
We
say
should
hi
get
to the
the
dogs
dogs
once per stream.
Well, I'm about to perish, I think. So should we do it once
Well,
I've...
I found pictures of when we did Kiss Me Kate, so if anyone wants to see some 1940s vibes, I have that. I wonder if the webcam will see it or if it will be blown out.
Try it.
There's Diar and I in a 1940s costume when we did Kiss Me Kate with a community theatre, which Kat was also involved with. Hope you all enjoyed that.
I hope so.
Well, you're not dead yet. Hi, Spot. Do you want to come
No,
over?
I'm about to be there.
Spotter. Oh, I found it. Come here, Spot. Come here. Hello.
Right.
Hello. Do you want to switch to hound cam? For
Yeah,
us?
sure. I just died anyway, so it's a good time.
Kat says she doesn't like how she looks in Kiss Me Kate. Well, don't worry. I didn't show a picture of you. Hello.
Get out of
Oh,
the
he's
way.
standing behind your chair. Come here.
Since I'm dead now.
Here he is. Big yawn. Spot says hi.
Oh, Spot. Sorry, am I following you?
Oh, no, he's going to follow you now because you've moved.
Don't follow me. Go see Michelle.
Yeah, it's our friend. Chris says hello. Say hello to Chris. Hello. is Spot. Spot's wearing his blue bandana with comic book stuff on it. Spot's licking his nose. Spot's getting a really good rub on the ears. What a good doggy.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Spot thinks it's time for his food, but it's not.
It's not.
What do you think about the game, Spot? Oh, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I like it. I enjoy the game.
I like it. I like because you get to run. I wonder if the mic can pick up. He's chattering his teeth together. Can you all hear that? Spot, you okay? Of course you stopped doing it now. Hopefully you can pick that up. Oh, now you're doing it. That's what he thinks of the game. He thinks it's very good.
He thinks it's good.
He's chattering his teeth
He's
together.
chattering his teeth because it's good.
Lick the mic. Yeah, thanks, Spot. I
lick
was
the
hoping
mic.
you'd do the chatter into the mic, not lick it. That was probably very sonically displeasing.
Mike tastes good. Please lick. ASMR dog.
Is that ASMR, licking the microphone?
ASMR dog, lick Mike.
What was that, Morse code?
Yeah?
It's Morse code for please feed me? No, it's only
No,
6:30.
we
It's not time to feed you yet.
Crap, you're right.
Good boy. Should we get Rushy over,
Yeah,
or
let's
is
get the other
he
one over.
resting?
He'll come up.
Rushy, do you want to come say hi? Hello. Oh, he does a big stretch. He's doing a big stretch. Come here, baby. Say hello to everyone. What do you think of the game, Rushy?
Hello, Mushy. I like it a lot.
I wasn't really paying attention, but it was probably good.
I was asleep.
Rushy's wearing his red bandana today. And he's hiding from the camera.
Don't be low, Rushy. I'll have to pick you up.
Rushy climbed the stairs on his own today, didn't you?
He did.
Yeah, he wasn't supposed to. He wasn't allowed upstairs, but he just decided to come and find me when I was having a nap. It was very cute. Good boy. Alright, let you go. Go on then. Go settle down, pal.
Well, Spot's still on the bed now, so this
Spot
is going to
took your bed, and there definitely aren't two other perfectly good beds in this room, are there? Now they're
just
just standing staring at each other. Alright, he'll figure something out.
Dog chat. He's back.
Alright, do you want to pop?
Hello, I'm back.
You're back again. Hello. Do you want to pop back in? We'll maybe.
Yeah. I'll do a little.
I don't know. Do
Let's go. Well, let's see what we got from the run, shall we?
we may as well see what you got from the end of this run before we call it a day.
Yeah, I feel like we maybe should call it because we've been going for we're going for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, that's a good.
Also, I think I need to see if I've got a meeting.
You unlocked your favourite.
Yeah.
So we've unlocked a little robot character that's Diar's favourite one to play as.
We unlocked my fave.
Rushy's pleased about that. Do you want me to let you go of you? All right, you can go. Yeah. Okay. I'll show the picture of me and Chris and Diar. Hopefully you can see it on the webcam.
Yeah,
okay?
go for it.
There's us in our 1920s style garb.
Get up.
Peaky Blinders, and then me just being a flapper randomly in the middle with my little Art Deco dress. And I did curl. See, I couldn't be bothered curling all my hair, so I pinned most of it back and then just did 2 curls at the front. Classic me. There we go. There's us doing too much. Yeah, I really like that navy dress that I wore.
Yeah, it's nice.
And then I put a necklace in my hair because I didn't have a hairband. And Diar really rocked the tweed suit with the flat cap.
Yeah, I love that.
It was a really good look.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Kat.
I've got this.
I really love that dress too. I miss having reasons to dress up. Chris just lost his Slay the Spire run.
Sorry, Chris.
So it was just meant to be.
It was just meant to be. Yeah.
I think sleeping in with pin curls is it's very authentic for the 1920s, Ro. You're really going there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
So,
really on brand, I feel.
Good boy, everyone. Have a nice Sunday evening. Dog. Yeah, have a lovely murder mystery, Ro.
Yeah, have
I'm
a
glad
great
you've
time.
had a reason to dress up. Everyone else, have a lovely whatever you're getting
Have a
up
lovely
to.
evening, yeah.
Oh,
Have a
Kat's
great time,
going for
friends.
food. Have a lovely food.
That's great.
Kat.
I'm also going to go for food because I'm hungry.
Chris, enjoy your evening of gaming.
Yeah.
Nick, enjoy your evening of being in Belgium.
Yeah.
Tyler, enjoy, I guess, your afternoon of being
Enjoy
in
your
America,
afternoon
being our
of
token American.
Being in America, yeah. We'll be back definitely on Sunday.
definitely on Sunday. Hopefully sometime during the week.
Maybe a midweek, but we'll see.
I've got a lot on this week, so we'll have to see if I have
Yeah.
a spare evening.
Loads of backstock, thank you.
But bye bye.
Bye, guys.
For now.
Thanks for hanging out with
Thanks
us.
for hanging out. It was super fun.